Yeah?
And
Okay.
we're live.
Okay, cool. All right, well, maybe instead of just waiting, we can just open it. Because the YouTube is, when you go onto YouTube, it kind of just, there's that awkward 2 minutes, and I bet you it turns some people off to it. So instead of doing awkward 2 minutes, let's do an awkward 2 hours. Yeah. All right.
Game.
So we're, this is Weekend.
That's what this will be.
Nah, that'll be fine. We're here. I'm here. They're here. You can't see them, but this is Weekend Adrenaline, and my guest today is Jake Soll. Soll, like
Yes.
Soul or Saul?
Soul.
Soul. Okay. And
Saul Goodman.
Saul Goodman. And he is the... You only play bass?
Yes.
Okay. You play bass for 3 bands that I know of.
Yes.
What are
That's
those bands?
it. Midnight Epidemic with Caleb.
What's up?
It's off camera.
Yeah. Disasterland.
Mm-hmm.
And just recently, I have joined Reasons for the Minority.
Now, that band, Reasons, that's been going for like 10 some years or whatever, but they've only played like 2 shows. Is that true? I forgot. I was at the show in Brandon, and I heard, I don't know if I heard that correctly. Like somebody said that you guys that band's been going for like how many years?
Going for a while. I don't know the full history on
It's been quite a while.
I
I think they said they played like 5 shows.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I was part of it for a little bit at one point, and then
I think
stuff
it's been
happened.
right around there, maybe a little less.
But I'm back in it.
Oh, I mean, I've never heard of the band until Caleb invited me to the event, and I liked all 3 bands a lot. There was one song that Reasons for the Minority played where I was looking at Caleb, I'm like, I didn't tell him, but I'm like, God, we should use this for an opening song.
I knew that's what you were thinking.
Does this feel our energy, something like that?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know how exactly it goes, but I kept saying our energy, and I'm like, dude, that's what this whole thing's about.
They call that song like Menergy.
Yep.
Oh, Menergy. Oh, jeez. Is it like a pro men's?
No, it's just a joke name.
Oh, okay. Menergy.
I just play bass. I don't know the words.
You just kind of chill by the bar. I saw you were like chilling by the bar the whole time, just in case some random drink slides your way. I saw those 2 shots sitting on the bar.
I took one.
And you took one. Yeah. And then BJ took one too, and he was gone as soon as he took it. It was sitting there for like a good maybe hour and a half, 2 hours. Yeah, I saw the bartender pass him down. That's good though. It should go to the band that's playing.
Good.
But so then you're another band. What's the other one? Not Midnight. Disasterland. Yeah.
Disasterland.
With Adam Webb.
Yep.
Yeah.
And Nick Rebecca, who is also the drummer for Midnight.
Yeah. How long you been with Disasterland?
3, 4 years? I don't know. A couple years.
Is this all blurring together?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I met Adam Webb like 10 years ago. I didn't even know that was him. That's how unfamiliar he looks. I met him. He was sitting down the road from my parents' house on the sidewalk with a bunch of girls watching him, and he was just playing guitar. And I just went up to him like, we should jam sometime. So we did a little bit in my basement, and he was like already miles ahead of me. And I told him that at the show, and he goes, "That was you?" I'm like, I don't probably look any different. Maybe less hair, but he looks way different than, 10 years ago, because, only like 14, 15. That probably didn't look very good.
How I joined
18, 19-year-old.
How I joined that band is kind of a funny story.
Let's hear
And
it.
He can't be mad for me for the way or Adam can't be mad for me.
He's not here. He's not going to stop you.
There was a Facebook ad, and he was asking for a bassist. And we were friends on Facebook, but I didn't know who he was. I thought he was somebody else. So I responded to the ad, and he sent over some of his songs that he was working on, and I get to the place that we were meeting up, and you're not who I thought you were.
Wow. Did you say that right to his face?
No, I didn't, but he knows about it.
When did he find out that you didn't know?
When I told him, maybe a year after.
Oh, wow. So you held on to it for a pretty long time.
Yeah.
And then you felt comfortable enough to say it to him.
Yeah.
How did he react to that? Didn't care?
Nah,
No?
he's all cool. He's cool with everything.
Yeah. Yeah, that's pretty funny. There's I've had Tinder dates like that. Show up. You're not who you're supposed to be. You're not even the same color.
Wearing your dog ears.
Oh yeah. I fell in love with the dog nose, and you don't have that. But So the Disasterland, that was that, and the Midnight Epidemic.
Yep.
In that band, the first time I had him on, he came in and gave me a free CD.
Of the
Of the Waking Up at the End of the World, and I listened to it like right away. Like actually, the next day I was driving my girlfriend's at the time. That was like about an hour away, so I had time to listen to the whole CD on the way there. I really liked it, like masterfully done to me. Like
all Caleb.
it was it was high quality. What am I looking at here?
That is the cover art for Disasterland's second CD.
Oh, you guys are Googleable. I don't know if it's like big anymore, but I used to think like that's how you know you made it. Is when you're on Google. When you have the ability to be Googled or something. That's awesome. I really like that. Oh, we're looking a little choppy.
Very professional comment on that. Some more, please.
I could keep saying it.
Oh,
Yes, I realize that.
So,
That's why I closed that internet browser to try and fix it.
anyways. Well, no, that's awesome. Is Disasterland working on a second album, or like what's
Third.
going on? Okay, so working on the third, but you guys
Yes.
have two already out.
yes.
Okay. You guys ever been played on the radio?
Yes.
Yeah.
We've been on 96.9 and 105.7.
Is it-
WAPL.
Oh, which one does Homegrown again?
96.9.
Okay. Yeah, I haven't listened to radio.
And then
in
we've been featured
years.
on the Unknown Underground or something like that. Unknown Radio. I forget what it's called. I'm sorry. The Great Unknown Radio or something like that.
I've never heard of that one, but
They do a lot of indie bands from around the world.
okay. Around the world, and you guys gotten onto that.
Yep.
So like that's kind of a big deal.
It's about
I'd say.
Shortly after Nocturnal Symphonies came out. That's their second CD.
Okay. And then, so these bands, well, if I guess I was going to ask this earlier, but if Reasons for the Minority plays so few shows, like, do you guys plan to, like, keep going or
Yeah,
keep making stuff, or is it just kind of like something you guys do for fun, like kind of casual, or?
I've only been part of it for maybe 2 months, so
And he pretty much learned all their songs so they could play that show.
yeah.
And so he could record the bass parts for the CD that I'm doing for him.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
But they did extend the invitation to be their official bassist, and I accepted it. So we're good for that.
Boom.
So I've got a 3 bands to worry about now.
To worry about. Is it pretty stressful?
It's fun. It's very fun.
Yeah. That's good. Yeah. Yeah, as we were moving into here, I was thinking, like, this is a little bit more of a high scalar thing than my apartment bedroom. Then this has stressed me out a lot, like thinking about like the money and the whole thing and like the professionalism of it. But yeah, it's a good stress. It's a fun stress, I'd say it is. Yeah. How long have you been playing bass?
Junior year of high school, so
2009. 10 years.
yeah, 10 years.
Yeah. Nice.
Because we asked you to learn bass in a week to play a show with Midnight.
Oh my god.
For the show at Fondy.
Yeah.
Good stock.
It's gonna start me on drums.
What? Was that?
Yep.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Shit, boy. It's been so long. So much shit has happened. I just can't remember it all.
Didn't work out there.
What do you mean?
'Cause he played a lot of rock band drums. So we're like, yeah, it probably
I'm good at
translates
rock
over.
band drums. I'm not a real drum kid, not so much.
I remember when Rock Band was coming out and they interviewed like the president of Harmonix or whatever, whomever made it, if that was the band or I forget who made Guitar. Is it Guitar Hero or Rock Band that made Harmonix made it?
You were right the first time. Rock Band is Harmonix.
Okay, And then, thank you. And I remember they interviewed him, and they're like, if you learn our drums, you could play drums in real life. And I remember getting all excited, and I think I never owned the drums, but I did own one of the guitars, and I played a lot, and I kind of gave up after the first few games, but like I never at any point ever thought I could play drums, even though I was on like I felt good on the fake drums, but I'm like, this probably isn't the real thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Even though that liar face totally said it would be. You learned bass in a day?
No.
Or a week? Sorry. Sorry.
Played first show. It was what was it called? Goodstock.
Yes, sir.
Yep. It was maybe 2 weeks after I had first started.
It was like
at
the most 2
you
weeks.
Turned me down just in case.
Oh yeah, we did keep that volume a little lower.
That's okay.
As a safety precaution.
I've heard that about. I've never played any band or anything, and I've heard like even like I heard that the people get their bass turned down, like or they turn it all the way down or even they off or something.
Yeah, DJ.
That's what I've heard that before. What's the reason for that? Just in case, like you said.
I don't know. It's brand new and
Well, yeah.
maybe not the greatest.
Well, no,
Oh,
like
no.
we just because he doesn't know song, like just so in case there's a song he's not like super confident on, he can have not worry about it and just play it.
Yeah. But I ended up practicing 4 hours a day every day for.
So he nailed it though.
Fuck yeah, nice.
He's the best. He's the best one of us now.
No.
Yeah, he is.
You are the best at your instrument.
Yeah,
he,
he definitely is.
There you
He's
go.
modest about it, but he definitely is.
All the best people think little of themselves. That's why I say I'm shit at this. Because I'm the best.
I've got quite a bit to learn yet.
That's a good attitude about it. Like, just always keep the road in front of you. Yeah, very cool, man. Yeah, I played guitar for a little while and then just, apartments and can't play in the apartments. Hey, I could buy a headset, but I'm like, a lot of bad attitude towards it. I'm like, this sucks, too much work. Well, that's really cool that you stuck with.
For what, learning guitar?
Well, no, I mean, I played for like a good solid 7 years before I finally decided to put it down. I'm like, I don't want to do this. I mean, I have 3 guitars.
I'd say I've only ever seen that acoustic guitar at your house.
Yeah, I mean that's good enough to keep out. Like it's once in a while if like a girl comes over, I'll hit her with like the Wonderwall or some shit. But otherwise, I don't really ever touch that thing. It's more just for show.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Has bass ever gotten you some action? You got some attention for that? If you don't want to tell us, you don't have to.
I guess you could
Just
say
tell
that.
all these people. Yeah? Nice. That's the whole point. It's not for art or learning something new. It's for getting pussy.
That's why I started.
For girls?
Yeah, dude.
Of course.
Girls and fame.
Yeah. And like you learn to love the art of it as you go.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I mean, the art can be part of it in the initial, but you know why you're doing it.
Yeah, exactly.
I think it was Metalocalypse where the guy, they all admitted, they're like, I play guitar so I don't have a job, so I don't have to have a job. It's a lazy thing. It's not like I have an artistic outlet. Some people do, but it's mostly for chicks and cash.
Yeah.
Oh, I was going to say, if you don't agree, I was going to say, please share your opinion.
Yeah. It's fun.
Yeah, it is fun. When would you say, this is going to be kind of an obtuse question, but when would you say that you knew that you were good at your talent? Like, not just like maybe performing live or bass or both or a whole, but like, was there a moment that like stood out to you that you looked at yourself in the mirror and said, I made it? Or I'm gonna make it, or I can make it, or I'm gonna start to make it, where the ball really got rolling.
Anytime I hear myself on a studio recording that Caleb's done, just it solidifies everything. It brings everything home.
Yeah. So every time he gives you like a little sample of what you've done.
Yeah.
Like hearing it back. But like while you're playing it, you don't get that feeling.
It's tough when you're playing live,
Yeah.
like, you know, when you're doing it, because you're kind of like making sure that you're not fucking up the whole time.
Sure.
Or you're like, oh shit, that thing that I just did was 0.5% wrong.
There's one song that
Shit.
I always listen to back to myself. Disasterland did a show last year in Belgium, Wisconsin. At,
I was gonna say.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah. Not that big. Lake Church Pub and Grill, and it's the song is Executioner,
Okay.
and the bass on that song, like, is that even me? I did that.
Like it sounds so cool. It's so good and talented that you couldn't believe it was you.
Yeah.
That's awesome. That must be a great feeling.
Oh, yeah.
Wow. Yeah, oh man, that's such a great feeling. I don't know if I've ever had that on here. I guess like when I get a lot of people like commenting or talking about it, or like it's usually if somebody comes up to me in the wild or in public or whatever you want to call it. The wild, yeah.
Wild Witch appears.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's always goes back. Everything goes back to Pokemon. If somebody comes up to me, like I've started having people I don't know come up to me and being like, "Hey, you know, you're the podcast guy." It's like, I suppose it would be like for you. I don't know how it works up there, but like, do you ever look out into the crowd while you're playing and like see people's faces and?
I try to.
Yeah, yeah. And you check them out, and they're looking up at you, or they're looking at you, and they're like enjoying themselves, and you see it.
That's the biggest confidence booster right there.
Yeah. I would hope. I mean, I don't know. Like I said, I don't know how it looks from where you're standing, if you can even have time to look up from what you're doing, to look out and appreciate what you're doing and what's going on in front of you.
Yeah. It's definitely big. It's, I don't know how to describe it.
Well, yeah, you said it earlier, confidence booster. That's probably the best way to say it. How much of a confidence booster was it when you were at the bar a couple weeks ago in Brandon, and that biker dude and his girlfriend came and then started butt fucking right in front of the stage?
Didn't even see that.
You was there.
Yeah, that was
more on the
an
other
interesting side.
That was more of the other. You saw that too.
Bro,
it was
I was
more
right
on the
there.
other side of.
I was causing it with the sweet licks that I... No, I'm just kidding. It's probably the sick bass. Actually, the grooving bass.
The grooving bass.
The super sexy bass, as we like to call it.
Panty dropper.
Just rumble the fucking panties right
Bass
off.
is the reason your girlfriend dances.
Exactly. That is
I like
so
that.
true. Especially with like dance music and shit.
Well, yeah, the bass line. I mean, it's always the bass line in like club songs, or I call them club songs, but like anything. God, I used to go into bars when I was really young, like 20, 21, and be like, "Why aren't they playing Metallica? I want to hear my music that I want to fucking hear." And I realized, well, no one's shaking their ass to like Slayer, or like, and all the chicks that are like in their 40s and 50s now, and they have more mustache than me, and they'll beat the shit out of me. And like, you realize it's like, you want to hear some fucking rap or some dirty lyrics that has good bass. There you go. Would you ever consider laying some bass down for, like, let's say someone came to you and says, "I need some bass," like in the guitar in the song, but it's for like a rap song. Like,
if I feel it, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm not a huge fan of rap, but yeah, if
Like,
I
I would.
ask,
Yeah. So you'd be open-minded to it.
absolutely.
So I wouldn't.
expand my horizons.
That's a good attitude. That's a good attitude. Like I said, when I was younger, I was only about rock and metal, and it's like now it's like, that's dumb. Why would you close your off to like 90% more music?
I was growing up 100% country.
Really?
Yes.
Really?
Yep.
God, I would not guess that.
High school changed me.
Like, what kind of country? Like, what kind of artists?
90s country, Garth Brooks.
The good stuff.
Yeah.
Shania Twain.
Yes. Yep.
The good stuff.
Yeah.
I was raised on Shania Twain. Probably wouldn't have guessed that either.
No.
Every fucking day. Da, 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 da. Are you ready?
Let's go, girl.
Oh, like, yeah, Let's Go, Girls. Dude, I know that song by heart. Like, when I was a child, it was just, I wouldn't sing it. It'd just be in my head. Fucking country, really.
Yep.
Garth Brooks.
And then I watched 100 Greatest Songs of the 80s on VH1. And,
Turned you all around?
yep. I still enjoy the older country,
Uh-huh.
but after that, it was rock, classic metal. Black Sabbath is my second favorite band.
What's your first favorite?
Rush.
Disasterland? Oh, okay.
Rush.
Rush?
Fucking
I
Rush.
sadly never got into them, ever. I mean, I respect them, and they're always there. But, like, I've never just sat down and, like, listened to them. I know a couple of their songs, but, like, not, you know, like, faithfully. One of my friends has seen them, like, 10 times.
I really wish I could have seen them before they stopped.
They're done?
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Neil-
I thought they were going.
The drummer, Neil Peart, was it arthritis? Was getting too bad, and
yeah.
he didn't. If he couldn't give 100%, he didn't want to do it.
Wow. He didn't. Huh. Like I said, I'm a big fan of Metallica, and Lars has noticeably gotten worse. I mean, so is Kirk. His hands are getting fucked up too. And when he's like, they've all had several surgeries on their respective parts, like with their hands and shit, and they can't perform as well as I've seen them live twice, and I mean, poor, you know, the fans still go out in droves and appreciate it, but like they still can't perform as, you know, well as they could anymore. But
Yep.
you still laughing at me when I said perspective parts?
No, dude. This is unrelated.
Oh, okay.
Just looking at Reddit.
Oh, okay. Some comments in the stream there. Can someone read those
Me
to
and
me?
Nate.
So I don't...
It's me and Nate.
Oh,
Just
okay.
chatting.
Okay. Gotcha. But yeah, I would never have guessed country with you.
Yep.
Ever. Huh. Like, what besides Garth Brooks, what else did you like about country?
George Strait fan.
What does he sing?
I can't think of the name of the songs.
We've got a comment from what's that? A BJ Geisy. Nickelback is better than Rush. What are your opinions on? I think that's an incorrect opinion.
To each their own.
To someone, Nickelback could be the greatest band on earth. I don't want to meet that person, but it could be.
First of all, can I chime in on that, or did you want to?
Go for it.
You said to each their own.
Yeah.
Is that you?
Yep.
Well, I know everyone just said that guy's name is BJ Geezy, but that's a really weird way to spell Twink Army. And
I'm thinking the same thing.
and first of all, you know, I don't have any problem with Nickelback, to be honest. I just know that, like, they are heavily reliant on Pro Tools, is what I've heard. I guess that's why everybody gets upset with them. So, whatever. But better than Rush, I'm not sure about that.
I don't think there's many bands that can actually say that with a straight face.
Too bad. But, yeah, man, I think Rush is one of those bands that I respect. I just never got into them. I actually have more Nickelback songs in my iPhone than I do Rush.
Well, I mean, if you never really listen to them, it's kind of
I was
understandable.
gonna say, here comes a Crucifixion Squad.
Burn him!
Put him up. Get him on the wall. But, yeah.
So I'm curious to see how many songs Jake has of Rush on his phone. I'm guessing over 1,200. Oh wait, do they even have that many songs?
I am looking.
1,200.
No, he probably has like
Jesus.
He probably has like 350 Rush songs on his phone.
Do they have that many?
Yeah, more.
I know they've been going for like 40 plus years.
176.
Oh well, I was way overestimating. I think I was thinking of that one playlist you told me about a long time ago, where you're just like, yeah, I have every single Rush song.
This is their discography.
Oh, it's only that many? Oh shit.
Yeah,
but you probably had one that had like
less.
live stuff in it too.
Yeah, so it's actually less than that. How many songs they have? Probably.
Well, think of how many songs any artist writes that doesn't go to album and never gets released.
Yeah.
and then like floats around there. This is a little off topic, but Fall Out Boy, when they first came out with my songs, Know What You Did in the Dark, and I don't know for sure or not, but I'm pretty sure a long time ago I saw a video of some band with you in it playing that, and I don't know what it was. But
That was Midnight.
okay,
We covered it one time.
long time ago. But anyways, I was watching that. The song comes out, and I heard that song back in 2007. It was a very, very crude version of it, but the one that made it to the radio was all fancy and specced out and everything. But the original was, they sound like they recorded it in an attic. And I think, yeah, like it was more rock and more fuzzy guitar and shit. So I was just saying, like, think of how many songs that Rush must have done that they'll never make it to CD. Maybe if they're getting a little bored, they'll go back in the studio, maybe, and re-release all the shit. Because I've known some bands do that. They're like the lost tracks or like the found music or something.
I think Geddy, their bassist and singer and keyboardist, he does everything except for guitars and drums. I think he said that if all three of them aren't part of it, they're not going to do anymore. They're not going to go back and re-release stuff. They're not going to.
That's commitment.
Yeah.
Would you rather
And respect.
Would you rather that than like 2 out of the 3 being okay and then re-releasing it?
Without those three, to me, it's not Rush.
Gotcha.
There's been talks of maybe Mike Portnoy. I don't know how you say
Yeah,
his
Portnoy.
name. Portnoy.
Yeah.
Maybe replacing Neil for a little bit. And I'd still listen, but to me, it's not Rush.
Fair. Yeah, that'd be like Chad Kroeger not being in Nickelback.
Or Scott Stapp not being in Creed.
Did you hear he's got a new song out?
Who?
Scott Stapp.
Oh my God.
That's not bad.
What is with
It's not bad.
Scott Stapp lately? Because every time I hang out with you guys, there's some Scott Stapp gets mentioned.
What? Really?
Yes.
Well, it's probably because we like making fun of Creed.
It's not gone past me. Like Scott Stapp is mentioned every time.
It's because Creed's mega bad.
My dad's a big fan of Creed. Or was.
There's like a meme in our high school when that was everyone's like, yeah, our favorite band is Creed. Like whenever people would do like video stuff or like interviews for like the yearbook, everyone's like, yeah, Creed's the best band.
Oh, so it's like a running joke.
Yeah, straight through the entire school. Just, yeah, Creed, just the best thing ever, man. It was just straight face, It was pretty great.
I mean, my dad was a big fan of Pearl Jam like when I was really young.
Nothing wrong with Pearl Jam.
Right, but then like
Just 80s Nickelback.
Creed, Jesus, Creed sounded like a heavier Pearl Jam.
Heavier?
Yeah.
I guess.
Well,
Maybe.
they had more.
They had real distortion, I
Yeah,
guess.
I was gonna say distortion, but I didn't want to get laughed at in case that wasn't the right term. So, but I remember growing up it was Pearl Jam in the '90s, Creed in the early 2000s, and then my dad was like, "Think about getting into Alter Bridge," and then I just have nothing. Well, Alter Bridge is Creed without Scott Stapp.
Yeah.
So I
Infinitely
never.
better.
What's that?
Infinitely better.
Oh, really? Well, they did a ton of.
They had a song on like a Madden from like 2005 or something, and I was like,
Yes.
that's interesting.
The reason, they did a bunch of songs for wrestling pay-per-views in the mid-2000s.
It's just a funny thing. One of their songs is called like Cunnilingus or something like that.
Oh, weird.
Yeah, you know what that is?
I don't.
It's like sex.
I think that's very appropriate to talk about. It's eating pussy.
Yep.
Yeah. Cunnilingus. Yeah, it was. Let me guess, that didn't make it to the radio.
It was on one of the album with the same song as the Madden song. I don't know if it was on the. Yeah, I don't think it was on the radio, but
Probably not.
I would think.
Well,
I would think nah.
I do remember one of the Madden games had "Feeling This" by Blink-182, and I'll admit that looked really cool. I'm running around to "I Gotta Regret Right Now," doing spin moves at just the right time. That's all I cared about in football games. I had one. I had like back when they were college football, NCAA. Yeah, I had one. It's like 2003, and it was like one of my first ever PS2 games. And I played it, and that song would come on, and I'd just be like, oh, "This is before internet or anything," and I didn't have the CD because I didn't know what Blink-182 was when I was 12 years old. I did, but I didn't have any CDs.
either.
Yeah.
I have a fun Blink-182 song when you're done with your story.
Story? Like a Blink-182 story?
I have a kind of. Are you done with your story?
Yeah, I was just kind of BSing at the...
So, back in the early days when they came out with that Enema of the State album that had, what's the big song after that? I'm just
All the Small Things.
Oh, yeah. I was a major brain fart.
Pretty good.
So it kind of comes in with the theme. So when I was little, there's this Nickelodeon movie that came out called Clock Stoppers. Y'all remember this fucking movie?
Yep.
That song was in the movie. I had never heard Blink-182 before, and I heard that song, and I was like, holy shit. So I went on like a 3 or 4 or 5 year crusade to find out what the fucking song was. It took forever, and I finally figured out what it was.
5-year crusade.
So far. Because I was homeschooled, so I had like,
skills.
Well, not skills.
Just kidding. I'm just
I didn't have a lot of influence from the outside world, for like showing me music and stuff like that, right?
I'm sorry.
I had no idea where to start. Yeah, it took forever, and I finally found it. I was like, thank you.
How good does that feel, though, when you're thinking of, like, a song? Or let's just be honest. We're all dudes here. We're all dudes watching, I'm sure. How good does it feel? I'm looking right at you, big boy. How good does it feel when you're looking for a porn that you either found years ago and then you spend all night, which is 20 minutes, spend all night looking for it, and you're thinking, oh man, I'm never gonna find it, it's so obscure, and then you fucking find it.
This happened to me several days ago. I've been on the hunt for 10 years for a lost footage that I'd seen years ago, and the other night I'm just browsing through. I've switched websites because you guys were talking about in that one podcast top 10 websites or whatever on the internet, and you guys talked about the XNXX or whatever. I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna check that out. I've been using that lately, and I just was scrolling through, hottest vids right now, and boom, here's the thumbnail of that one video from 10 years ago, at least 10 years ago.
That just kind of makes life worth living.
It really does. I was so happy.
Oh my god. How fucking good does that feel? Not to diminish your crusade.
Oh, no. I just thought it was an interesting Blink-182 story because it was like their most popular song ever, and I just didn't know what it was.
I think that was long.
So
I think a 5-year crusade is longer than the actual crusades. I don't know how long they went, but I don't know about that. Yeah, you a fan of Blink?
Yeah.
Yeah. What do you think? What do you feel about?
He's kind of been forced into like.
Oh. What's your view on the? Did you see the video with them? Lil Wayne?
No, I have not.
I think it's such a cool direction. They just show this guy's feet walking into a studio. Camera kind of slowly pans up. It's Blink, and then the camera rotates back to a microphone, and all of a sudden Lil Wayne just hops on, starts ripping out a Millie, I think the song is, and What's My Age Against playing over the back of it. And they play it, and they're like, "This is gonna be awesome." And then the door shuts. It said "Summer Tour coming." Touring with Lil. Now, would you see that show live? Is what I'm asking. And would you pay $100 to go to it? Which is, I'm assuming, is how much.
I would pay $100 to see Blink.
But
not if
Lil Wayne's going to be on the stage with them.
The thing is, I've heard Lil Wayne without. Oh wait, is it Lil Wayne? No. Oh, never mind. Fuck Lil Wayne.
You're thinking of T-Pain.
T-Pain, who sang without the auto-tune, he was great.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I don't care about Lil Wayne. Fucking get out of my face. I would pay $100 to see Blink by themselves.
Sure, but the stipulation is that Lil Wayne comes out and goes into the microphone.
I mean, I would tolerate it, but the problem would be all the Lil Wayne fans. They'd be there too.
I think they're all like us. It's just white.
I guess it probably
suburban.
is like the same. Well, I mean, it's probably the same age demographic because he came up,
Yes.
that way. But it's like,
Yeah. Can't do it.
I want a bunch of pop punk. Defend pop punk T-shirts there.
I guarantee you it would be that, but they would also be Lil Wayne fans. Like they could have fun to Blink, but they'd be able to switch gears and do this. Am I doing that right? Gotta get the shoulder in, and they be doing that when Lil Wayne's on stage. So my question still stands: $100 just baseline. Let's just say that's how much it is. $100. Alpine Theater, wherever they're going to play, would you see that? But Lil Wayne is there. That's the hangnail of the situation.
If I was going with friends, yes. If
Well,
I was
yeah,
going
yeah.
on my own, no.
Well, no. You're going to a show alone?
No.
Yeah, I was going to say, I'd never have either. I've
Yes,
considered it, though.
I have.
What did you see?
It was a local show. I just went by myself.
Yeah. I did that at one of the North Soul shows. I went alone. I met up with people, but I didn't know they were gonna be there. I just walked in by myself.
Who did I see? It was some bigger, like this is like late 2000s, like
Rick the Scrin.
metalcore bands, like young like us. No, it was like that vein though of people of bands.
Because I can.
No, Midnight's first show was with them.
Public Muffins.
No, I said metalcore. Fuckhead. No, Charybdis. Jesus Christ, no. The band that band spawned from was at this show. What was their fucking name? What was their name?
Rick the Scrin.
Stop. They are nice people, and you don't make fun
I'm not
of them.
making fun of them. I just see stickers everywhere for them, so they've got to be. There's a girl that I work with. Yeah, Townie Core.
Townie Core, that's right.
Yeah, they're.
What the fuck was that?
The girl, one of the girls at work is like 31 or 2, has a shirt for them all the time, and she's cool as shit. So, I'm redeemed.
Murderface was in this band.
Oh, Murderface?
Yeah.
A bass player for Metalocalypse?
Huh?
The original name for Charybdis?
Yeah.
What?
No. He was in that band, but this was their project with Eric and Bob. This is great.
I can think of it too. It's right at.
I just remember they were there. There was a bunch of other good bands there. It wasn't them.
Well, if you can think of it, you are more than likely
Yeah, I'm
to
gonna
chime in.
I'm gonna do some research.
Go ahead. It's all good. Let's talk video games because it wouldn't be
All right, I have a question for that quick. Best song in a video game. Then you guys can continue.
like real world song or like
best
any song.
best song placement in the video game.
Very good question. It's going to take some time.
I will go for Nate and say, hey, Rest for the Wicked and Borderlands 1.
Really, I feel like that song could have stood on its own,
Guaranteed that's
but
his
that
favorite one of the video
definitely pushed it further. Even because I remember I was a freshman in college when that game and song came out, and I listened to it on repeat for about 6 months. But I played that game for about maybe 10 hours and then chucked it.
To me, that the band is synonymous with Borderlands now.
That's a good way of looking at it. I am going to say the best song placement. Oh, God. God, I might need some time. I don't know.
You want an answer?
Yeah, I want anybody to answer that can answer.
Your mic?
Yeah.
All right. There's 3 right answers to this. For a trailer, it's Mad World for the original Gears of War trailer.
Nice.
Perfect, beautiful. And when Gears of War 3, when it ends, they play it again. For comedy, it's Saints Row 3 at the end when everybody does a sing along of that "You Got What I Need" song. Oh baby,
Yeah.
that song.
You say he's just.
But the actual right answer is Mafia 3, Painted Black.
I don't like that song.
It's used perfectly in that game.
Okay. I heard there's like 9 endings to that game, so. I've got it. I had it, now I forgot. I'm sorry. Oh, Kickstart My Heart by Motley Crue in Scarface, the game.
Ooh.
Because they show a guy falling off like a 90-story building into a convertible. And he dies.
I really like the music that 80s music that plays during the intro to GTA 5 Online.
Oh.
Yeah. No, I think it's like honestly I don't know what.
Okay, if you want my honest to God, I might have to settle on this, but my honest to God best song in all of video game history, because I've spent more time in this game than any other game in the world, probably forever. Flock of Seagulls, Vice City.
Ooh.
I ran.
There you go.
You raising your hand?
Yeah, because I don't have a mic.
Nate.
Yes.
It's kind of a cheat, but what about the entire soundtrack to Brutal Legend?
That's
It's
pretty
like
solid.
80 songs of Hero.
Oh no, like okay, the easy answer is like Guitar Hero 2. Yeah,
For me,
doesn't count.
Florence, is it Florence and the Machine?
Yes.
They did a cover of Stand By Me, and that played in Final Fantasy 15,
Ooh.
Okay.
both in the start of the game and at the end. And the first time it plays, it's, okay, this is the song.
Is that where they're pushing the car through the desert?
Yep. And then when you hear it at the end of the game, it's, there's where the tears are.
Oh, really? Yeah. I've played like one Final Fantasy game, but not all the way through. So like, I saw my old roommate play it, and I'm like, well, this looks boring to me, but I'm sure it's a good game.
It's my favorite franchise.
I do. Okay, if you could recommend somewhere where someone should start in it, where should I start?
I started at 8.
Really? I heard
the
that's a
games-
very convoluted, like hard to get one,
It's
like hard to understand.
very underrated.
Mm-hmm. Well, like I follow PlayStation Access. Do you know who they are?
Heard of it.
There's a couple of people from the UK, and they just sit there and talk about PlayStation stuff. They're fairly well funded, like they're big, they're not a small time, and they talk a lot about Final Fantasy, and Final Fantasy 8 gets brought up more than 7 actually.
Yeah, 8 is underrated. 7 is overrated.
Whoa.
Oh, hot take.
That's it?
Oh,
Okay.
man.
Oh, damn it. Keep talking. And I'm going to come back to... Actually, no. What did you just say?
8 is underrated.
You
and
just said Final Fantasy 8 is... or Final Fantasy 7 is overrated?
overrated.
Okay. That's enough of that.
It was great for the time period it came out in, and it's still an amazing game.
Mm-hmm.
There's just too much nostalgia attached to it, I'd say. And I'm super stoked for the remake that's coming out whenever it does.
Yeah, I guess they just showed a little bit of footage last week from the new one just to remind you. It's still coming.
We had
Shut up.
we had a submission for someone's favorite song. Nick Faber chimed in with "Blow Me Away" by Breaking Benjamin in Halo 2, which is great usage.
Nick,
So since
thank
we're
you.
talking about video games, how about best song placement in a movie? This one's a little bit more interesting. It's a little hard.
That Newfound Glory song in Hellboy 1.
Ooh,
Do you know what I'm talking about?
I do have a favorite.
I can't remember what the song is because you're hiding something because it's burning through your...
Oh, okay. All right. That's your favorite song placement in a movie?
I know the answer. The Immigrant Song, Thor Ragnarok.
Ooh, that's good. That's a good one.
They played that song like, what, 9 times?
They play it twice.
Oh, sorry. It was just a little... Can I just say real quick, the worst song placement was all of Suicide Squad. It was too much. Every 30 seconds was a licensed song.
No, the worst song placement is
21 Guns?
Yes, thank you. You
Oh,
are on the exact same wavelength as me.
Did you say 21
That
Guns
is-
from Transformers 2?
Correct. That is the most worst song placement.
I deleted
You
that
want something that's an
song.
overplayed song. It's a great song. It is a great song. Not when you play it at 4 different times, at 3 different
Yeah.
times within like 20 minutes. Like 20 minutes. It's just like 10 seconds of the song. Yeah. Well, you know what's worth fighting for. Shut up. My favorite song placement is when the levee breaks at the end of The Big Short or over the credits.
Very nice. I like that. It fits too.
Yeah, super good.
Yeah, I just showed my parents that movie and they liked it.
The movie's fucking great.
It's out in the theater. Real quick, did you know that he made that movie as a favor to somebody so they could fund Anchorman 2?
Oh, wow.
He was going to make Anchorman 2 right away, but someone's like, no, I want the 2008 housing collapse made into a movie first.
Well, that's how Hollywood works. That's how you get to make the movies that you want to make.
But just to know that, like, it could... Oh, God. Okay, best song placement, you said?
Yeah, in a movie.
Mine would be, I
Yeah.
don't know the name of the song. It's in the movie, I think it's Kick-Ass. When they're in the car. And
Oh, that CeeLo Green song? Crazy.
yes, it's not,
Yeah,
I don't think it's
man,
Steel Green, but it's,
crazy.
yeah, that song.
Crazy.
That was a big hit for a while. That was
Crazy
on...
by CeeLo Green. That song's great.
I don't think it's CeeLo Green.
It's the other dude, Bruno Mars, I think, right?
No.
I'll look it up right now. Almost guaranteed it's CeeLo Green.
It is. It's his voice, too. Well, that's... God,
What's the
that's
worst song in the movie?
best, worst song
Yeah,
movie.
it's CeeLo Green.
The African covered.
I say, like, not a lot of people realize it's him. He was famous before Fuck You.
He's a singer in what outfit?
You mean Forget You?
Yeah. Remember that when that band covered that at Goodstock? That was
Did they
great.
say "fuck you"
No.
during? I was gonna
They
say
did the radio version.
because like it's a
It was good,
talent.
though. They
It's
did
a
good.
talent show, isn't it?
No,
I've
it's just
never.
a nope.
And
Oh.
just your party.
Just a end of year party where they had bands play. The
Okay.
local the school bands.
Because every now and then I'll hear it mentioned at Slim's a lot. Like that was a good year at Goodstock.
Oh my god.
Well, I didn't go to Fondy, so
Yeah, you
this
don't
is
know.
all
You just don't know?
new to me. Like hearing about the little festival.
We had a girl break her arm during midnight set because people were moshing.
That's a
No,
good,
it's not. She fell off a bench.
Oh, I was gonna say that's a pretty metal incident.
We can cut that last part, right?
The most metal thing I've ever heard though during like the opposite kind of a show was I guess during Life Fest, someone put like a can or like some kind of container over a girl's head, knocked her over, and then like super kicked her in the head and she died.
Oh wow.
During like a Christian fest.
I went to Life Fest. I threw down, man.
So they had like
probably-
Under Oath back in the day.
Under Oath was playing at Life Fest. I felt really weird because this dude gets on stage like before they come up, and this was after they like said they're not a Christian band anymore, and he's like, "There's a problem with all the gays in America," and he just like starts going off about what's wrong with the country, and then Under Oath gets on. They're like, "I don't know why we're playing this show, but let's go."
Whoa.
It was awesome.
Jeez, that was a little darkness there.
So you liked that scene in Kick-Ass. Yours was what was yours?
I was joking about that when the song that during Hellboy they played
Oh,
the
yeah,
Newfound
okay.
Glory song.
BJ's is Immigrant Song. What's Nate's? You can just tell me and I can tell them.
What? My favorite
Yeah.
actual song in a movie?
Yeah. What's your favorite one?
I really like the Rammstein song that they use
In Hellboy? Oh, okay, yeah. Du hast.
Yep.
Yeah.
No, not Du hast.
Oh, a different one? Oh, okay.
Mine Heart.
Right. Okay.
My Heart Breaks.
like that one?
all.
Because that was one of those. It's the same kind of story where like I heard the song, I was like, oh my god, I love that song, but it was like kind of pre look it up days, so it took me 5 years to find it after I heard it on the trailer.
Snake's Crusade.
I remember.
Pretty much it's the same thing.
I remember looking up, or no, I remember going to the library or Best Buy, not before it came to Fond du Lac, and getting a wrestling pay-per-view CDs because they had all the cool like songs that they used for all the entrances and stuff, but they weren't edited for the TV. Like, I mean, like they were chopped down and assembled differently, so you get the entire song. So like Edge would come out to Rob Zombie, and I'm like, that's a good song, and then I would go to like Best Buy and look for Rob Zombie and see if I could figure out which album that was on. Give it to me. I think that's it.
Yeah, I remember going to the library and trying to find the albums of the songs that Madden had like songs of on. Like, I'm just gonna take this whole album and see what's good on it.
Pre-look it up days. I like that.
Yeah, man. Yeah, this was pre-internet, not pre-internet, but pre-high-speed internet for my family.
I guess you could call it pre-current era.
yeah.
Convenience days.
Yeah, pre-convenience. Yeah, that's true. So I have another crusade that I went on. It was like a 3-year crusade. This was This was like the early 2010s, into like about 2015 or so is probably when I solved it. You know the band Alt J?
Sounds familiar.
Ever heard of it? They did a song called Breeze Blocks that would always play on the radio, and they would never fucking say the title of this fucking song. And there was Breeze Blocks is not in the lyrics. So I'm like sitting here like for years trying to like figure out this fucking song by Googling little snippets of lyrics that I could remember. It was excruciatingly annoying and painful because I could not listen to the song unless it came up on the radio when I was in my car, and it always pissed me off so bad.
Do you remember in Grand Theft Auto 4 there was a thing called Zits, and you would call? It was basically you would text a number, and it would play the or it would send you the title and artist of the most recent song. And I think it worked in real life. Like you pull out your phone in the game and text it, and it would come up because the DJ wouldn't always say what was playing.
Right.
And I think now they've gotten really good at it. I've noticed that on most pop stations, they'll say it before and after, like, they'll look like Bruno Mars, blah, 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 blah. Or, yeah. So they've gotten, it only took 70 some years.
Can I ask a question? I have a question for both. I don't know. Have you played Grand Theft Auto 5?
Yes.
Were either of you extremely disappointed with the soundtrack in that game? Like over like the radio stations?
Kind of.
Because it's just like there's no variety. There's no Like Saints, I went from Saints Row 3 was the last game I played before, like the last game of that genre, which had a super good variety. Like had Miss May I on there and like a lot of rock and a lot of everything. And it's like you go to GTA and it's like all pop and rap and then like 3 punk songs. Was anybody else incredibly disappointed with
I
that?
wasn't super disappointed, but I remember turning the radio off a lot actually, so I could listen to like the ambient sounds and like the traffic and the Easter eggs and people would yell at you and shit. So I did that.
It didn't really bother me. I just had the 80s station on a lot.
Yeah.
Wasn't Kenny Loggins the host?
I don't know.
Like actual Kenny
Probably.
Loggins was the
I
host.
think so.
Yeah.
Just playing it the other day.
I still play. I'll pop it in for every now and then.
Talk radio guy.
Oh, dude,
Duality of man.
do you remember the super alt right before alt right was a thing? That was on GTA 4. It was like a super right wing radio station. Oh man. I think it was like they also had a right wing judge, like as a right wing black judge.
Oh my God.
And he would be like, there would be a courtroom radio. He'd be like, "All rise, be seated, rise again, now get down," and they would play like funk music in the back.
Oh my God. Have you ever seen Arrested Development?
Oh, a long time ago when it was first on.
Yeah. No, I'm not going to make the reference because no one got it.
Sorry.
It's fine.
I mean, I don't get what their schedule is now. They're like, all of a sudden, like every 2 years, there'll be like 3 more seasons will just all of a sudden be on Netflix. That's how I see it. I mean, nothing wrong with that, but like,
The Netflix era is not that great.
eh.
It's meh. The first, like the TV show, like when it aired, because it was like came out like 2003, really ahead of it.
Where he was into his cousin?
Really ahead of its time. That's just it's a very small running joke of the show. It's so much more.
All I'm familiar with. Wasn't the girl's name Maybe?
Yes. Yes.
What a
sir.
great name. On Louis C.K., there's a kid named Never.
Oh my God.
And he's like one of those little, like,
How's he doing? Like,
kind of genderless kids. Louis C.K.? Do you have a favorite stand-up comedian? Is it Louis C.K.?
No.
used to be.
Oh my God.
It's George Carlin.
Ooh,
hell yeah.
wow. Good choice. They have his entire... What? What?
Sorry. I keep forgetting I'm not on the show. I was just asking, do you actually consider him a stand? Like, I always like weirdly distance him from stand-up comedy because it's so different. Like, I love George Carlin, but it's just so.
Oh, you said
Like-
stand-up. My
Just
bad.
saying things as it is.
He's,
Yeah.
Yeah.
He stands up when
He
he
has
talks.
bits. They're just long.
yeah.
Yeah. You can buy his entire collection at Walmart right now for like $30.
I'm going
I don't know. Like, it's not on CD either. It's a DVD set. It's in like the...
That's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Lewis Black, stand-up.
Oh yeah.
Hell yeah,
oh,
he
yeah.
is.
He's definitely. Well, I mean, like so. And Carlin is
probably my
too.
second
He's just
favorite.
different.
I'm saying like just when people ask me, I don't include him usually. Like I'll say, and George Carlin if you consider him stand-up, but I don't know if everyone else does or doesn't.
You just consider him legend status.
Yeah,
He's transcended stand up.
May he rest in peace.
Yeah, I remember everybody was kind of in a bad mood at A&W that day. George Carlin's fucking dead. I'm like, who? I was 17. God,
Richard Pryor.
my Richard Pryor. Oh, you just picked
dude.
both of the best ones. I think you're taking the easy way out there.
Yeah. I don't know any others.
Well, my favorite's dead too. Mine was Greg Giraldo. He fucking... Well, they say he was accidentally overdosed, but he had problems. Left behind like 4 kids and 2 wives or some shit. Yeah, he was one of those guys that like was really good at ranting. Like you could kind of tell when he would go off the rail about like he would be on his bit, but then you could tell when he like left it to just get really angry and pissed off. And like I kind of base not all my behavior, but like if I go off the rails about something I'm passionate about or angry about, you can tell it's like start fucking like convulsing and shaking. What's your favorite video game console? Is there one that you like gravitate towards, or
Console?
yeah, or PC, whatever you play on, whatever you decide to play on?
PC and PS4. PlayStation.
So you play everything on like Steam or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I have Steam. I've lately, well, not lately, but he into Final Fantasy 14 the online one, and I do that standalone. I don't go through Steam for that.
I don't know anything like about the online stuff. Like, I don't know. I know there's a couple of Final Fantasy Online things. It's always popping up on Tech TV back when they first came out and stuff.
Got my name in the credits of 14.
Do you really?
I do.
How?
When the game first came out, it was garbage. And
Hot garbage.
yes, they shut the servers down after a year or so. Mm-hmm. And they fired everyone who worked on the game and hired a new team to
Clean up.
make it better, to
Yeah.
redo it. And they decided that those people who had stayed with the original game, who had an active subscription for a certain amount of time, they would be legacy players
Oh,
in the new
okay.
game. And you were given the choice if you wanted your name in the credits or not.
So you obviously say yes.
Yeah,
You're immortalized.
I have a Facebook video of me going through the credits after
Really?
I finished the main storyline.
And you
There's
see
my
yourself. Ooh, very
It
nice.
was the proudest moment of my life at that time.
What year was this? Do you remember? Like when you first saw it?
2013, 14, something like that.
That's
A couple
awesome.
years ago.
Yeah. Not too long ago. Dude, I would have that as like the background on my phone. And I would just like I would use it to show girls. I'm like, I'm in a video game. Just
I made this.
I once got a notification from Instagram that Saddam Hussein started following me. So I like screenshotted that and was like showing people that night I was at Slim's. I'm just like, I'm famous. I'm
Hey,
famous.
what the fuck?
Yeah. I was like, whatever.
The FBI wants to talk to you.
That dude, yeah, Saddam Hussein's been dead for like 15 years now, but still. Yeah, exactly. He's probably just hanging out somewhere with his women. Just like he's probably sitting there.
72 virgins.
But that's awesome.
They're not virgins.
I've never gotten anything like that. I'm the only person I know that's beat Sekiro. Shadows Die Twice. Have you played that yet?
No.
God damn, that game's hard.
I wish I could get into like the Bloodborne and
Dark Souls.
Dark
Dark
Souls.
Souls games. Yeah. I have Bloodborne. I don't have any of the Dark Souls.
Have you played Bloodborne?
Yes.
Yeah. What do you think?
I wish I was better. I wish I had more common sense.
Well, I mean, I think Bloodborne's a little more accessible to people who have played the Dark Souls, but it's can be done because it's not the same combat style. Dark Souls is a little more simpler. Bloodborne requires, I think, faster reflexes, whereas Sekiro, you need all of it. Like, there's times when you need to block, and there's times when you need to like hit the button to deflect. I mean, I'm sure if you've seen the video with Caleb playing, you can
Very timing based game.
No.
You gotta be able to see the animation and know like how many frames to count.
Oh yeah, it's not something you can just beat like with some like you're going to die a lot, and like you need to take that time to watch how they're holding the weapon. Like if they change how their hand is holding it, you can tell if they're gonna swing underneath you or go over your head or like try to go the opposite way and like act accordingly. And so like that kind of immersion's pretty cool. But otherwise, I mean, I guess you could break it down to be like an old hack and slash game, but
It is. It's a hack and slash. It's got it's like an open world one, but it's got a story. But
there is a story.
But it's like a quote unquote hack and slash, but it's actually a real combat system, as opposed to like God of War where you're just literally meleeing everything.
Did you see the Super Meat Boy video that we did?
No.
That's I think is the more obviously it's the more fun one, but it's like it's two buttons really.
Yeah.
Well, it's the stick and then X and then A, and
Like Mario.
exactly.
Except
And
you can stick to the wall and jump off of it.
it was so much like it was just so much more fun to not only pick up but like to also to watch. Like the 15 minutes that I watched him play it, I had not more fun, but I had as much fun watching him do it. And you think your whole time like you're watching it and you could just say like, oh, I would have done it differently and I would have passed it. We all know it's bullshit, but like it was just really neat watching him fly through all those syringes.
Oh my god!
In the second stage.
That's a sketch part.
Our goal someday is to beat that game on camera.
Oh my god!
Finish the game.
That'd be phenomenal. I don't think I'm good enough to beat that game.
You know what's fun to watch?
What's that?
My friend CJ down in North Carolina got me into speedruns of games.
Dude, I love watching speedruns. So fun.
Addicting.
Oh, yeah.
Really?
Fun to watch.
You ever watch someone break a Pokemon game in an hour?
See, that's frustrating to me because like, what was it, Zelda, Ocarina of Time? Someone beat it in like 30 minutes or some shit like that.
One
it's
of
like,
the Zeldas you can beat in like 5 minutes.
Yeah.
You can like glitch through a wall.
Yeah,
and kill the boss
exactly.
or
You have to
something.
walk backwards and backflip through a crease in a wall, and then you are all of a sudden you're like in the final stage. Like, that's shitty. I probably couldn't even do that if I tried. And how do I know that's not a mod? That's like, you just kind of have to trust what you're seeing.
Well,
But
they've got the big
Done quick.
conventions. Yeah, games done quick.
That I've heard of.
AGDQ and SGDQ.
Summer and
Yeah, awesome and summer.
yeah.
And they do the live streams of them playing.
They do it all for like
it's charity,
charity
isn't it?
donations.
Yeah,
Yep.
charity for
$2.4 million.
Doctors Beyond Borders, I think it's called.
Oh, so like doctors going like outside of America to help the less
Yeah.
fortunate or something.
Awesome cause, by the way.
Yeah. Yeah, that'd be. I wonder if we could do something like that.
We should do a.
Shake your head.
What's it called? We should do a. What's the charity, the 24-hour stream called? Oh, I can't think of it. I donate to it every year.
Great games done
No,
quickly.
not the speed run one. Am I too quiet? The
Limit break?
no, the it's for children's hospitals. Why can't I think of what the hell it's called?
Oh, the telethon.
No. Okay, take it away from me.
Use your phone.
Help
Just
Jerry's
use your
kids.
phone and Google it.
Nope. Yeah, Jerry.
Help Jerry's kids.
MD something.
I think I know what you're talking about. That's a great cause. I'm happy that one of us donates to it. Maybe we could all
Extra
pitch in
life.
like $2 or something.
What?
Extra life.
Extra life.
We could all donate like a $5 bill and then say it's from Icy Driveway Studios and get ourselves a little plaque.
My God.
Well, I found right when we were like getting like the final workings of getting into here, like the paperwork and stuff. I got a flyer in the mail because I live out in Elmira. I got a flyer in the mail for like a Brownsville baseball team, and for like the lowest tier you can donate it's like $500, but I think you get like a plaque somewhere in a new building that's going up. And I thought, how funny would it be? It's like, okay, this hospital gave $500. This was like all these high level donations at the very like bottom little tiny post stamp corner. There's like Weekend Adrenaline or Icy Driveway donated like barely scraped together $500, and they got their name like it's not even like chiseled on there in the trophy. It's like a little piece of paper taped to the bottom. It says, and it's on a torn out like one of these, and it's just scribbled on there with a pen. Like someone wrote the thing really shitty. It's like good enough pencil, yeah. So it fades away after like a week. Yeah. Good enough, right? Free advertising. But anyways, but yeah. Well, what's your? Are you a big gamer? Like, or have you been like your whole life, or like?
Yeah.
Been into that kind of shit.
I'm not like obsessed or that dedicated to it, but
It passes the time, right?
yeah.
Yeah.
Passes the time.
Yeah, like I mean, if you can't.
He probably plays more bass than game.
Well, that's
I would
very
say.
good.
Not lately.
Oh, not lately. Yeah. In the past, he has definitely been playing. Like, had practiced a lot more than played. It's always gotten as good as he is.
Yeah, going forward, though, it's going to be a lot more gaming.
Yeah, got to rest that hand.
I've got a group
Oh,
of friends down in North Carolina started a YouTube gaming channel, and they
Really?
asked me to be part of it with them.
Did they start already?
Yes.
Are they on YouTube now?
Yes.
What's it called?
We are
We're gonna
called
hit it up.
Riders in the Zoot. It's,
Pardon?
Riders in the Zoot.
That's what I was gonna.
Yep, that's how the name came out. We're all in a Discord channel and looking for suggestions for names. And jokingly, CJ, who I mentioned before, he likes Zoot Suit Riot, the song. I believe that's it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. We've got a few videos up now.
You just got a new subscriber.
Nice.
You're welcome.
And I jokingly added a suggestion: Zoot Suit Rioters
Mm-hmm. I think you would get in trouble for that though.
or Rioters in this. It was just as a joke,
Oh yeah.
and so they put it to a vote to some of the more popular names that were suggested, and my joke became the
number one.
yeah. So they because of the copyright stuff, they changed it a little bit.
Yeah.
Rioters in the Zoot.
Yeah. When I was coming up with Weekend in General, and I scoured Google for anything, I found a travel thing that had the Weekend Adrenaline as their thing, but they had less people.
Their quote.
No, it was their actual company.
Oh no.
But it was, I had formed it and then I found it later, and I actually have surpassed them for likes on Facebook.
Yeah.
So it's like they can talk to me now about whatever.
It's like you can buy it from me.
Yeah, once I copyright it,
Yeah.
eventually.
We've got a few videos up on YouTube right now. We've got more on the way. Just us playing games and having fun.
Awesome. Yeah, I looked it up and I subscribed to it and I hit the notification bell. So like
Nice.
next time I get something through, I can watch whatever comes in and then watch what you've got so far. Like we've got like 50 some videos, and some are gaming. Eventually I'm going to make a playlist of all the different stuff because I got some videos of my mom on there.
Got to organize it.
Yeah.
Gotta name that playlist Hot Mom.
Okay. You can't see her
No
in
idea.
Well, who just
Ask
fucking
BJ.
said that?
Ask BJ.
Yeah, BJ, my mom was like, I walked her in here once and BJ was in here sweating from working, and my mom's like, oh. I'm like, damn it.
He's gonna be your new dad.
Oh, jeez. BJ's my new dad. Well, I was talking about all the videos on my YouTube, and I was like, I think some of my mom on there, and she's like, is she hot? And I'm like, motherfucker. And they're like, your BJ's fucking coming in on that. And well, no, I filmed her reaction to some of the Game of Thrones moments. Not the big ones, yeah. She hasn't seen Reigns of Castamere or Purple Wedding or anything like that.
Purple wedding.
Red wedding.
Joffrey.
Oh,
Oh.
gotcha.
Careful, my grandmama watches this. She might say something. But yeah, we're only on like
He gets
season
married.
3. Yeah, are you Game of Thrones fan?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Gets married. Yeah. So what'd you think of the end? Guess we're gonna talk about this some more.
Yeah.
That's fine with me.
I enjoyed it.
Yeah, me too.
I thought it was good.
So did he. Yeah.
Definitely thought the last season was rushed, but
Mm-hmm.
I still enjoyed it very much.
Somebody sent me a huge pile of memes where it was like David Benioff or something, and he's going like this,
Yeah.
like this.
Oh, we kind of forgot.
We kind of forgot that, and just all these flaws of like big plot holes that they missed or didn't matter, like entire like series long plot points just were tossed by the wayside at the end. And yeah, there's some disappointment. The more I read about it, the more disappointed I get in it. But yeah, you can shake your head all you want, but it's like chiseling at my self-esteem about the show. I'm not saying it's bad. I'm not saying it doesn't deserve its slot as one of the best shows ever made. However, the final season is starting to like cloud my judgment.
I forget who said it. It might have been one of you guys here, but the showrunners, they are excellent at adapting material that's already been written. But when it comes to creating their own stuff, it's a little lackluster. Forget where I heard that, but I believe that's true.
Well, hopefully they do Star Wars okay.
Yeah.
Depending on what they're gonna do. I don't know if it's confirmed.
They're only
gonna...
producing it, so
Oh, they are. Oh. I don't know if it's confirmed that they're doing Old Republic or not, but
that's what everyone thinks.
that's
it's
the
gonna be.
rumor.
I hope not.
What do you want it to be?
Not that.
You a big Star Wars fan there, Jake?
I enjoy the movies. I haven't gotten into the books or the other ones.
No TV shows or extended stuff. Yeah.
Just watch the movies.
He is
Enjoy them
he
for
is the
the
Disney
surface.
target audience. Movies only.
Yeah, basically. I did like 7 and 8.
Excellent.
Thought they were good.
They are good.
That scene in 8 where all the sound drops out.
Ooh, yep, in space. Mm-hmm.
I think that is probably my favorite cinematic moment
It's so good.
Of-
It's so
all
strong.
time.
All time?
I think for me,
God damn.
Same.
Very powerful moment,
yeah.
especially when they suck the sound out of there. And you're just,
Oh yeah.
I loved the theater when everyone was like, oh
Yeah, everybody gasped.
my God.
A couple people laughed in my theater, and I saw it opening night. That wasn't good. I saw it in
People are stupid.
I saw it in Milwaukee at the fucking giant theater. There was like a searchlight and shit, and like a red carpet was there too. It was Milwaukee. What?
That was your problem. You saw it in Milwaukee.
Oh, wow. Yeah. Shout out to the worst city ever. But I thought
Crowds in large cities are not respectful.
it was sold out.
Yeah.
It was sold out. We were crammed in
I
there
didn't
like
say anything about being
sardines.
sold. I'm just saying they're just not respectful.
Oh.
And it's in bigger cities like
Well,
that.
there's some gasps, like there was some giggles too. But my favorite, I think, cinematic moment of all time. That's pretty good. Don't get me wrong. Like I love that moment too. And when I watched it on Blu-ray again, I was alone and I still had the same feeling.
Jake, did you see Endgame?
Yes, I did.
Okay.
I saw that
I'll say the
opening night.
I think the
Well,
best
the day
cinematic
after.
cinematic moment has to be like the portals now.
Yes.
That has to be now. Like something like kind
I
of.
thought that was awesome.
Oh yeah, it's great.
But
The Star Wars moment still gets a little bit better for you.
For me, it's better.
Actually, I'm trying to think I have one. I think actually my favorite one is actually in Interstellar, when he's like they have that ship explode and he's like spinning around and the music's like blaring. He has to like connect to the station to slow it down. That for me is like one of my most like spine tingling moments that I've had in the theater. I fucking love that movie.
because you don't know with him, Nolan. Like he could just all of a sudden just send him off and kill him.
Yeah,
And it
the
could be
robot
somebody
could
else.
survive. Yeah.
Mhm. Oh, I just real quick. I just saw the other day that yesterday I think he officially started production on his next
I
movie.
saw that.
Yeah, Tenets. I think it's gonna be called. It's gonna be a spy thriller.
Yeah, it's gonna be good.
Yeah. Oh, dude, anything he does is good.
Anytime he does a thriller.
Are you a fan of Nolan, Christopher Nolan? Does Batman, Interstellar,
Prestige.
Inception? Yeah, thank you. Thank you. That
I liked
movie doesn't
Interstellar,
get
I
enough
liked,
attention.
Inception.
Mhm.
But I'm not actively into what's the word I'm looking for? I don't know.
Nolanism.
Yeah, sure. That-
His stuff in general.
Yeah.
Like how people obsess over like
I
when
just
Tarantino and stuff. Yeah, he just like
He's-
watch the
Watch
movies.
movies.
He just happens to direct those.
He's the
movies.
new
Yeah.
Stanley Kubrick.
No, you better stop.
Hey, I own every Kubrick, and I don't own one Kubrick. I
Kubrick
don't
was
own
a
Lolita.
psychopath.
Yeah, and he helped fake the moon landing. So,
Don't get me started.
so
How untrue that is.
I think no. I mean, dude, Nolan's brother does do Westworld. Fuck yeah, he does.
But he also writes like all the movies with Chris. So.
Yeah. My favorite movie is The Prestige, and that does not get enough attention. It needs to be promoted more.
It's fine.
It's like 23 on IMDb's top 100 movies.
That's goddamn right.
Goddamn right it is.
Well,
So
damn,
good.
I was gonna have something else about one of those movies we just mentioned. Shit.
Inception.
No. Go ahead.
Best and worst movie-going experience to a theater of all time.
I'm going first. Jake might have been here for it with me.
Skittles.
Do you know what it is? Skyline.
Oh,
That god awful sci-fi movie that got put into theaters somehow.
Was the black guy from
with
Scrubs
you.
in it?
Yeah.
I mean, your like experience as a whole with the crowd and with the theater and everything.
Well, I think the movie's a big contributing factor. So
Skyline.
True.
Otherwise, my other one is seeing episode 7 my third time. There was behind me a kid kicking my seat like the entire time and crying and shit. And I was like, I'm gonna fucking kill this family.
I think for me I was with you. We saw Devil.
Ooh, okay.
And
the elevator movie.
Yeah, that underrated.
It was at the cinema at the mall.
Yeah, when that was still there. Yeah.
And there were people throwing Skittles the whole time.
yeah, that's right.
Horse is also at the mall.
No, I thought that was a Paranormal Activity. The Skittles were being thrown. That was Paranormal Activity too.
Mine's also Paranormal Activity.
I love that movie. That scared the pants off me.
The first one.
Yeah, dude.
I didn't sleep after I
Same.
saw it.
No, yeah, I had a hard time.
Yeah.
That was good. Real
The
good.
drive home.
Good execution. Yes. I was terrified for like a week.
Yeah.
I'm happy someone
The
else is man enough to admit that.
The second one didn't like scare me as much as it unsettled me when that fucking woman gets like picked up in the midair and dragged down the stairs. Holy shit.
Do you know just real quick, the honest to God worst part of the first one? It was when she stood up and stared at him for 6 hours straight.
Why is that the worst?
I don't know why. It just bothered me.
Well, it's
and then
scary.
I think the door opening just about this much. And the first time they showed the footage, nothing happens.
Yeah.
It builds it so well, like you said.
Yeah, it's really executed well. What's
The
up?
two parts in the first one that were over the top for me, seeing the footprints and seeing her face at the very end.
At the end, I thought that was unnecessary.
Maybe I said it wrong.
It's scariest for you?
Yes.
Oh, that way, yeah.
Yes.
It definitely was creepy. For me, like the face at the end almost kind of ruined it for me. Cause like it made it like
that made it for me.
For me, I guess the face did look scary. When I saw the face, I was like, oh man,
was it
that's
in the
sketch.
third one?
And all the people, the cult.
Yeah.
That's the third one.
Yeah.
The sketch, sketch, bro. That one was not okay.
Fucking Prius.
Oh my god.
Worst, I gotta say, worst going movie theater going. I saw on my birthday, or it was a little bit before my birthday or after. I saw Predator, The Predator. This was last year, and it was me and my two friends.
Is that new one that came out?
Yes.
Okay. I know what you're talking about. I didn't see it.
So bad, but
That's what I heard.
But I got a twofer. It was so bad, and at the same time, there was a family there, and the mother and the father and the big sister sat strategically in the theater. Okay. So the dad sat bottom. If I'm facing the screen, dad sat bottom right. Mom's bottom left. No, mom's up top left. Okay. And the sister was like in different spots. She moved because they brought an infant in there, or a toddler, 4 years old maybe, and it did laps around the theater. It would run in front of the screen and hit it, and then it would run behind us and like scream, "Daddy, I'm up here!" And he goes, "I see you, baby." And he keeps running. She kept running around, but the cap on the mustard was, she went up and yanked my friend's wife's hair, and my friend's wife went, "What the fuck?" and yelled out loud,
Yeah.
and like the parents didn't do anything, but they kind of stared up at us like we know it's wrong, but don't you dare yell at our baby, kind of thing. And then
if a kid was running around the theater, I would immediately have left and gone and just told the staff to kick them out.
I would have tripped him.
No, I would have just got them kicked out of the theater. It's easy. They're disrupting the screening. The kid, they have a child in an R-rated movie and they won't sit down.
Oh, this is one of the most R-rated movies I've ever seen.
Yeah.
People getting cut in half, guts yanked out, everything. Other than that, yeah, I've been fairly lucky. Although I saw Hereditary, and about 20 minutes in, I'm scared shitless already. Like, I know I'm not sleeping tonight because of just how good it is.
Yeah.
And 5 big stone kids come in, and they
20
talk,
minutes into the movie?
They talk the entire time. And my friend's wife again said, "Shut the fuck up," and they started saying shit to her in Spanish. So like, and then at the end of the movie, like they were waiting out in the parking lot for us, and we just walked past them, but they started shouting shit at him. So I'm like,
that's when you need BJ there so you can pull his gun on him.
That would have been helpful. But yeah, as far as movie going, that was probably the worst. And it was all both last year, so not a good year.
Usually it's the audience.
Yeah, and
in my case, it was the movie.
Both
fucking Skyline.
Both was in Oshkosh. So.
No, don't say that. It was so awful, just awful because it ended so poorly.
It was okay.
That's with Black Scrubs, right? Black guy from Scrubs, Donald Faison.
Yeah. Oh my god! And then a Sci-Fi Channel star. There's some guy.
Mark Cuban.
Oh my god, probably.
Mike Cuban.
What? Mark Cuban, owner of the Dallas Mavericks.
Owner of Amazon.
Huh?
He was in Sharknado 3.
Oh my god.
Okay, this is just a goofy fact I want to know. How much does Mark Cuban money what's his net worth compared to Jeff Bezos? Because Bezos, I know, founded Amazon.
Not even
but
close.
I just want to know.
Close.
Can I know, please? Thank you.
I'm in the middle of it.
No, you're not. You aren't even started. Faster.
You want to hear my story while he Googles that?
Yeah, I do.
let me set this up for you. The cinema theater, or the mall cinema, Paranormal Activity 2. I was with my girlfriend at the time. And there was a bunch of like middle school age kids kind of towards the front. And literally anytime anything happened, they would scream at the top of their lungs and they go, hee hee hee, and like giggle about it.
Yeah.
Because they're just fucking around. And like, it was middle school kids in the front, us in the middle, like of the long theater, and then a bunch of adults in the back. And these kids just, and like halfway through the theater, this sounds like a Tumblr story that's fake, but it's actually real. This happened. I just stood up. I'm like, shut the fuck up. Like, I yelled at them. And then the adults in the back of the theater were like, thank you. And started clapping. And the kids never talked the rest of the movie. But it was like, just shut the fuck up.
That reminded me of a story when me and Nate went to see Wonder Woman. There was a kid, like these two, like probably 12-year-old kids in front of us who like were, anytime like anyone said any line in the movie, they would like look at each other like, they'd do like that fucking thing, and they were being loud. One of them spilled his popcorn that one time. It was so funny. He fucking knocked it over. But they were being really loud, so Nate literally fucking wound up his leg and kicked the back of their chair. It was amazing. And they did not do anything the rest of the movie.
Nice.
Because like I think they thought they were gonna die.
How long did it take you to build the courage up to do that?
10 minutes probably.
10 minutes into the movie?
Yeah. Like 10 minutes. That's all it took. Bam! One big kick.
That's good that you got to do that and then enjoy the rest of the movie too.
Yeah.
So like,
Well, like we
kudos
would
to you
like
and
look around and like other people would look at them. We're looking at them like angrily, and then we're just like, yeah, this is gonna stop.
I just give them a chance to stop, and then when I realize they're not, I'm like, I'm not putting up with this
Nope.
anymore. I usually have a lot of patience, but not for
These kids were just being dumb. Like, let me enjoy the movie.
Yeah.
the first Endgame that we saw was pretty bad too.
Oh
The
yeah.
mom sitting in front of us with her kids.
Right next to us.
Halfway through the movie, the kids are like, "Yeah, we're ready to go home now."
Yeah. It
I
wasn't.
was like, "Go fucking sit down. We paid for this movie."
And then, so yeah, like there was this woman who had her kids like in the section up front that were closer to the screen. She was like back to monitor them. She was pretty okay, but she had her phone out the whole time on dim, but she had her fucking phone out the whole time. And literally just sitting in her lap open, talking to people. I was just like, I'm gonna kill you. I'm just gonna stare at the screen now. But it was also added to our if we're looking at the screen to the right, those seats on the right side, there was a family with a kid with the light up shoes. They did not take the shoes off, so anytime the kid moved, bloop, bloop, the lights would go. And we're just like, holy shit, like have some self-awareness.
What about that little twink in Shazam?
Oh my god, that's the greatest, one of my greatest movie goings.
Yeah, and it was very soon. It was not long ago either.
BJ was there, wasn't he?
No, it was you and your investor
Kevin
friend,
was there. So have you heard the story?
No.
Oh, so
ahead.
we're at Shazam. Have you seen Shazam?
Nope.
Okay, well there's this part where there's some scary shit that happens on the screen. It's unexpected because it's a fun movie, but some scary shit happens, and
Like
apparently
jump scary or just like creepy?
creepy. There's a monster basically comes on the screen. It's not jump scary, but it's like holy shit. And it looks like the movie's about to go. It looks like the movie's about to go R-rated, but it does not. But the monster there that like growls, a nice loud deep roar or something like that. This fucking family behind us. There's like they had a little kid with them. He's like, oh, I want to go home.
He also yelled for his mom, "Mommy, cover my eyes."
Yeah, like it was. The kid did not want to be there anymore, and the wife just goes like, whatever the guy's name, way to go, Dad.
Brent.
You're always picking terrible movies. It's like, oh my god.
She
like that vine.
Yeah, way to go, Paul. But yeah, it was
he's
great.
underplaying that. She was pissed. She goes, "You always pick the worst movies. He should not be here." It was Tumblr mom basically, and the dad didn't say shit. The dad was like,
I'm just watching. He was just trying to watch the movie.
About that kind of stuff. This will be quick. I can't give that many details because this happened today. I'm not gonna say where I work or anything. I was working in a house for a man, and his wife came home, and I was sitting there digging this stuff out because he's putting some new stuff in his house. And his wife comes home, and she knows I'm there. She knows we're working in their house, and she just starts laying it, like screaming at this guy, and I'm like, you are in front of people you don't know? Just wait until I'm gone, you fucking freaks.
"Did he respond back at all?" Like,
No,
did he get
I
mad
didn't
back?
hear a peep out because they're in like the next room over, so I couldn't like see it happening.
I wouldn't have
just
said
could
anything
hear
either.
it, and I'm just like, I'm just gonna keep fucking digging over here, man. Like,
Might be digging a grave.
yeah.
Jeez. That's pretty funny. You know what you probably didn't see was like he probably went up to her real quietly and did that whispered thing like, "What I fucking tell you." like does that. Not with his, just with his fingers. Like, no, he like went up to her like this with his fingertips and did this. Like, I'll fucking tell you.
Oh my god,
dude. But that is pretty embarrassing. God, dirty laundry is pretty entertaining though. Like, not just on, now we get it online. That's one of the beauties of Facebook. Sometimes, every now and then, a couple or friends will just go at each other on the keyboards.
Just air it out.
What is it? What's that term? Isn't it like, I mean, usually it's on Twitter, but like isn't it like subtweet or something? Like when you tweet about somebody, but you don't like say it's about them, but everybody knows. I love that on Facebook when it's like, oh, blah, 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 is a fucking, but they don't say the name. Like, if you're going to do this and this and this, and then the person comments and like, well, fuck you. And then you just watch them argue for like 3 hours. It's awesome.
Subterfuge?
Might as well just tag me, bro. Just at me next time, bro.
That's what that means. You and Nejla said it like 6 times that night. I thought it was overdone, but you know, you just kept going with it, so I assumed it was.
Every joke, man. I run it into the ground.
I thought I did that. Anyways, Jake.
I will follow.
You Fallout fan, Jake? Guest?
Played a little.
Sorry.
Yeah. We have this thing where BJ can't let go of Fallout 4. It's a very good game. And you should definitely play it.
I have 4. I have 3.
3's my favorite, personally.
I'll admit, it was... So this is...
No.
I managed to go to Washington, D.C. I think it was like 6 months before I played the game. So like I saw everything real world, and then I get the game, and I'm like, this is incredible. I mean, at the time, like now it's kind of a little muddy, but it was so neat. Like walking down the street, I'm like, I was there, and like, it was really cool just to like get that little bit of experience. Like especially when you walk into the rotunda of the Capitol building, and like you see what's left of it in the interior, and then there's like a super mutant in there, and like that was pretty neat. I wish I could go back now again and be like, now I can do the opposite. Be like, this is where the super mutant was. That's where they had the stronghold of the other mutants. That's where I fought the NCR. So on.
I wonder if it's still there.
Yeah.
Nope.
I don't know what Trump's all done to that place now.
Exactly like in Fallout.
Nah, dude, I think it's the exact same. That place is so secured, and like that whole mall area. By the way, the reflecting pool is filled with human shit. I've seen it because homeless people shit in there at night.
Hey, what the fuck?
You can just walk right up to it. There's no like gate or anything around the reflecting pool. You can just walk up to it, just shit in it. If no one's looking, you can. It's about that deep.
Crazy.
I've done it.
Huh?
I've done it.
Have you ever had any like bad movie going experiences or?
He was talking about the one when we saw like Paranormal Activity 2.
Oh yeah.
People throwing Skittles.
I had an annoying in-game experience.
Uh-huh.
It wasn't that bad though. The guy next to me, he kept sighing and
Oh, I hate that
breathing heavily.
Oh.
And he was
Was he a bigger fella?
No.
Oh.
He was like BJ, skinnier, but
shit. Like, what was his sigh like? Like,
Thanks, man.
like that?
Was it like, I'm disappointed, I'm gonna complain about this later kind of thing?
Yeah.
Or was it like,
Oh my God.
I'm sighing because my emotions are coming out? Because I was gonna say this earlier, the portal scene, I was shaking crying. That's how bad it was. So
his body language, he looked bored.
How old was this guy?
Probably high
35.
school.
Well, yeah, that's why.
What an ass. Wow, really? High school? If I saw this movie in high school, I'd be probably acting the same way. I mean, maybe I'd have a little hipster in me, like, okay. I guess it's okay. But like I just said, me and him were like, we were crying like the whole time. Okay, I was crying the whole time. He was more like, he was fine.
Anyway, he was doing this
I
the
kept looking
entire
over.
movie. Maybe every
So that kid
6 or
has
7 minutes.
just has no emotional depth.
What?
The kid just has no emotional depth.
No, oh yeah, that's true.
Can't process it.
Like, what a jerk. Like, young kid, like, well, I mean, I guarantee you as the more generations progress, there'll be less and less emotion. Or maybe more.
No, it's probably less because
You
you
think
get
less?
desensitized with social media.
Yeah.
It's called a degenerate for a reason.
I watched a video a while back of Tommy Lee, who's a drummer from Motley Crue, was reacting to kids reacting to his music. And the one thing that he kept saying was, man, these kids are so mature. They're like 8 years old. They're already executives. And it's so true. Like these like 8-year-old kids with haircuts better than like all of ours. And it's like slicked back. He looks like like a banker from the '90s, like a Wall Street guy. And he's got little glasses on. He's looking. He's like, he's just so clean and crisp and put together. And he goes, well, I don't find this music very articulate. It's like, you're 8. Like I was playing on a black and white Game Boy back then.
Those
like
girls are handpicked to be on those things, like the react.
The most extremes. Yeah.
This isn't the Wiggles, but
dude, these kids would put down the Wiggles.
This
if they
isn't my
saw 'em.
favorite Minecraft streamer.
Oh my god.
This isn't Ninja playing Fortnite.
I was gonna say, does Ninja play Minecraft also? Fuck.
It would be better if you did.
Dude, I'm so glad I'm not into that stuff. Like the subculture of like, I have a friend who cannot move out of his, I hope he's not watching. My friend cannot move out of his parents' house, and I actually did ask him to be my roommate to alleviate some of the cost of stuff. And he said no. He's 21, makes more money than me, and he goes, my budget's all tied up. And I kind of lost a little patience with him. I'm like, okay, can you just tell me like what's your budget without getting too personal, if you have like medical needs or whatever? He goes, well, let's see, like as if I should know. A lot of his money goes towards streaming subscriptions, premium ones for like Twitch and Patreons and stuff like that. And I go, how is that? That's a new expense. Like in the last 5 years, I'd say like that's been an increase. I mean, no offense if that's what you do, but like to me, he's told me I feel good when I pay somebody and I get like a little shout out in the video. It's like,
It does feel good.
happen to you?
Not, I was watching, obviously I'm a giant Tom fan, in case you can't tell by the hat I was
Show the camera.
But they were doing an extra live stream and they would put you could put a message up with your donation, and I was donating money because I'm a good person donating to the children. And I would always put like funny messages, and they'd read them, and I was like, "Yes, I want to give more money."
And I guess.
It's an addictive thing.
I donated like half my paycheck.
Oh my god.
Oh wow.
Until,
Okay.
like, something increments. Because me and this guy got in a battle where I would always round it up, so the total would be ending in 69 cents. And he would round it up to the nearest dollar, and we just kept going back and forth.
Would you say you got a donor boner from that?
Oh, dude, it actually
Just came up with that.
It felt good for charity, and it also felt good to just be seen by thousands.
I suppose so. Do you have any premium subscriptions?
I do not.
No?
Maximum.
Not for streaming.
I mean, I'm sure they're worth it. I just, in a day and age where money's fairly tight for especially people our age, I'm like,
Yeah, he could be definitely spending his money in different ways, especially.
yeah, like living with me. Now that there's a spare bedroom, looking right in the camera. Yeah, so. Anyway, yeah, but, gosh.
You guys want another question?
I guess, toss one my way.
Okay.
Or our way, sorry.
Because you kind of brought this up before as far as Fallout goes. Fallout 3. This isn't a Fallout question, but name a game, if you have one, that back when you played it, like when you first started playing it, you just couldn't get enough of it. Maybe like a Fallout, like when you kept going and discovering new things, but now it's just like, I can't get that again out of this. Like for me, it's like World of Warcraft. I would play it every day, day and night. Yeah. I loved it. I would be obsessed with it. And then now I go back to it and it's like, it doesn't have that magic anymore.
Same. I tried playing WoW again recently, and yeah, it's not the same at all. I might try Classic when it launches officially, but yeah.
And that's sad. That's a sad. That's like a bittersweet question. Like,
Really?
yeah. I'm gonna say I don't want to go in the same vein as WoW, but I was a big fan of RuneScape.
Yeah.
And I paid to have the membership, and I'd say from my 8th grade to my freshman year, 04 to 05, I maybe slept 8 hours a week.
Jesus.
I couldn't stop. I couldn't fucking stop. Like, my dad worked third shift, so he'd be like, all right, go to bed decent time tonight. It's June. got a couple months of school. So high school, big leagues. See you later, bud. He'd come home and be like, have you moved? Like, yeah, I peed. It's like, well, go to bed. And then he'd go to bed and then get up and I'd still be up.
Oh my God.
And so like 3 p.m, and then I just repeat that. So yeah, and it just couldn't stop. I couldn't stop walking around, exploring and grinding, and like, I guess Grand Theft Auto would be the same. Grand Theft Auto 5. I pop it in every now and then and just get bored a little too quickly. And then every now and then I will sign on to RuneScape, and I'll just be like, oh. I also don't have the membership, but I got 99 fletching. No, I had a membership, but I got 99 fletching, and I did that with over a couple months. Just click left, right in the Grand Exchange. Yeah, I didn't have to leave the exchange. I would use the profits. I'd make like a K profit every load. So like, I wasn't looking to make money. I was just going to 99. So I just, sit there in the G. I wouldn't have to move, and I was addicted to it. Now, couldn't pay me to do it.
How much of that, and same with you, Jake, and same for me, how much of that do you think is related to your friends not being there anymore? Because like for me, in WoW, it's like none of these
We
people
used to
that
play together.
Yeah, like nobody's here anymore. There's nothing, I don't want to meet new people, fuck that. I mean, like I'm Facebook friends with most of the people from my old guild from 2007-ish. But it's like, it's just, you go back and like, same with RuneScape. It's like the dude I used to play with, who I don't have contact with anymore because I was only friends with him in RuneScape.
Mm-hmm.
He's not there anymore, so it's like, it's not the same experience.
And that's sad.
Is that how it is for you? Is it just boring?
No, I think that's half of it. There was a thrill to like meeting people on Xbox Live on the 360 era, like the Halo 3 and Modern Warfare era. You would meet them and like you would not. This is before the parties. I think parties might have killed it because you couldn't private chat. You had to chat with people, and you'd get into like arguments and call each other, the F word or the C word, whatever you wanted to say to each other. There was free reign. But sometimes you would click with somebody, and you'd be like, I gotta friend this guy, but it's gay. I can't do that. That's gay. You'd friend him, and he'd make some kind of like snide comment, like, "Oh, I see you trying to distract me. You trying to send me a friend request? Huh? You're gay, dude." And he'd accept it, and he'd invite you like the next day. And you'd be like, "All right." Did that with a guy. Still friends with him 10 years later. Still got him on Facebook, MySpace, all that.
I think a big part of that is actually being in school. We're not in school anymore, so we don't have groups that we just naturally form.
Yeah. Yeah.
For some stuff, some games it's different.
When we were in high school, I don't know, because I went to Springs for 3 years. Like, gaming wasn't cool, man. Like, I didn't tell anybody I played WoW, like, because I would.
That's different. I'm not saying WoW, but like,
make friends.
Oh, right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, but you were also more social every day than we are now, so it's easier. I think it's easier to kind of be in that mindset when you're in that, around people all day. You're kind of just used to talking to people like that. I don't know. It's probably not a large factor, but it's definitely a contributing factor.
I think it's a big factor, the schooling, because I didn't think of that. WLA was the same way. I was like, I don't want to say I was, but I was the first nerd, truly, that like really hammered it home that I was into that crap, because there were a couple of nerds above me in grades, but they were like super quiet, super reserved. And like my personality now is more or less how I was back then, and I just shoved it in people's faces. I'm like, yeah, I game. Fuck you. I don't care who you are. I don't play sports. I'm not good at them. I got beaten up once because I fucked up a game of volleyball in 7th grade, and I'm like, I'm not gonna fucking take shit from anybody. I'm gonna give it back. I got detention for like trying to beat somebody up because they would. Well, I defended myself as a freshman, and like. I fucking stood up for it, and like I saw that as I left, as I got out, as I was a senior, and like kept in touch with some of the younger guys, they were all super open about it, and they all said, they're like, well, yeah, you fucking like, you showed us it was okay, and like I guess it just got socially accepted, but like WLA is such a tiny school, we were like 300 or less, but like yeah, I think school, like you said, is a big part of it. It's forced interaction. It's those people that also like, I don't want to drive in the direction of this, but like people who get married to their high school sweetheart. A lot of my family members did that, and they kind of give me a lot of shit that I can't find anybody. Well, when you're not forced to be around, say Fondy, you're around 2,500 women every fucking day. It's a little tiny bit easier to find somebody when when you're not working 40 plus hours a week. Some people 50, 60.
Yeah.
And the only option you really have in this area, maybe bars.
And
maybe
some jobs like Jake's, you're by yourself the whole time.
that's probably, I don't know if you think that's cool, but to me that fucking sucks. I couldn't do it. Takes a special talent to be able to do that, I think.
Yeah, gets lonely at times.
Exactly, yeah. But
That's what the radio's for.
that's what YouTube is for.
Yeah, right.
Some
There's no
fucking
internet
zoot,
service
some
out there.
zoot, some zoot suit riot, or what is it called again?
Rioters in the zoo.
Riot or zoot suit? Yeah, if I can watch yourself and critique yourself.
Don't get any internet service out there.
Oh, son of a bitch! Well, that
Sucks.
kind of kills that
You
vibe.
gotta get that. Oh my god, that Spotify Premium pre-download everything.
I do.
I'd say you probably have to at that point.
The truck I used to drive had a Bluetooth
Oh, nice.
connection, and I would just stream it straight to the truck.
Bloop.
Now the truck I drive does not.
Time for the aux. Time for the aux.
Do you? How much can you talk about your job? All of it?
Ask.
Okay. What do you do?
I drive for FedEx. Well, I technically not for FedEx. I'm a delivery driver that delivers FedEx packages.
now, what's your jurisdiction? You all over the state?
I'm out of the Oshkosh terminal.
Okay.
My route specifically is the zip codes of Almond, Plainfield, and Bancroft.
I heard of Plainfield.
Just south of Stevens Point.
So he's kind of out in the boonies a little bit.
Yeah,
He's like in between major settlements.
I'm the farthest northwest route that our station goes.
Huh. Okay.
And yeah,
How long you been doing that?
9 months.
9 months. Do you love it? Love it?
I absolutely love it. It's great.
Something you feel confident in?
Yes.
Like you go into work every day and you're like, I know what the fuck I'm doing and I'm gonna get through today and it's gonna be like fun and challenging and
Yeah.
whatever you want to call it.
Yep. My managers, all three of them are great.
Nice. Pays the bills, getting paid.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Great
Plus,
money.
I'd say like driving all day. Hell yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's what you like about it
love
the most.
driving.
Yeah.
When
Because you get to drive the big old truck.
Yeah. Growing up, I wanted to be a truck driver.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you have anyone in your family that's a truck driver that kind of like inspired you or?
Well, my dad co-owns a construction company, and they've got trucks and stuff. That's kind of where I got that from. But yeah.
So it just always kind of appealed to you from a young age.
Yeah.
And now you're getting to do it.
Then I got into
Fuck
computers,
yeah.
and I got away from that. But now I'm back into it.
I remember when you
Good.
started doing like the driving simulator, truck simulator or something like that.
American Truck Simulator.
Yeah. And then that's how you were like, yeah, I'm gonna fucking do this
Yes.
shit. Hell yeah.
A couple.
He was doing that right before he became a FedEx driver.
You're playing trucking
He was
simulator.
getting ready. He was
Oh,
getting ready,
Jesus.
dude.
American Truck Simulator.
They're paying you to train off-site. You should put that. You could probably put that on your resume.
Expert. at
On
all
that
vehicle types.
on that documentary for Firefest, the guy who was like flying people in when it first started said that I practice on the flight simulator of Microsoft and what?
I just said, oh my god.
Yeah, that's what his accent was. It was like Islander.
I'm not making fun of that.
Oh, okay. And he says, it's more or less the same thing. So if you can do that, you can be a pilot. And so I'm like, oh, I wonder if that translates. Could you buy like the peripheral joystick, like the fucking shifter?
I've looked into it. Yeah.
Really? Oh, and then you get like the steel pedals, like the add-on.
I think the decent one that I saw was $800, $900.
Okay. Ooh,
Yeah, it's
holy shit.
quite a
That's
bit.
a bit of a peripheral.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's like the real piece of hardware that would go in.
It's- Yeah.
Real, yeah. And you got to get the 8-ball shift attachment. Or someone told me the pistol grip is where it's at.
It's still great. Yeah.
Fuck, I had something. Damn it. I had like a pretty funny joke to add on to the thing. Are you filming or pictures?
That is kind of
okay.
a weird
I'll
thing
ignore it, sorry.
that happens to me sometimes too. Like I said, I work construction. It's like I get home. It's like, man, I want to play some construction video games. Like, I don't know why. It's just like, okay, I just want to do more. Like even though I really am not that into my job, it's like I kind of just want to do more of that shit when I get home, but in video game form.
Yeah.
It's like,
Well, somebody
Weird.
told me that RuneScape's just a factory simulator if you
It
really
is.
think about it. And
I
I'm
like factory simulators.
dude, I work in a factory and I absolutely love it. And it's like every time I go in, if I go in tonight, well, when I go in tonight, it's like I get to play RuneScape in real life and I get XP every time I do something. No shit. If I start a new job, like if I go to a new machine that I'm not familiar with and I start a job, I have to read like 5-6 pages of instructions. And if I can't grasp it, I have to like ask for help. And it's, especially for the heavier ones, I was doing like a $1,000 piece last week. And it was only 1 per hour. That's how expensive this was. They want you to take your time with it. And I said I had to have somebody walk me through it. So the first time I did it, I'm like level 1. But every time I did it, I got a little more XP. And I'm like, fuck, man, I'm a fucking nerd. This is terrible. But at the same time, like, I just made the company $6,000.
Yeah.
And I only got paid, for
10
an hour.
bucks.
10
I don't know what you get paid. I'm just guessing.
more than that.
I know.
Damn. I want you shafting
Dude,
me.
if you want good
kidding.
factory games, Satisfactory. It's by Coffee Stain Studios. No, it's actually it's amazing.
No,
Early access
just
now.
the name
It is-
sounds
it's
great.
Funny. It's by the dudes who made Goat Simulator.
I own that. I just haven't played
But
it.
this is like a more serious game. It's actually really good. I've been playing it a lot lately. And then Factorio, which is 2D, like top down.
Mm-hmm.
But you like both games. You pretty much you make like processing machines and like mining. Like you have to mine the ore, and then you can use you can build conveyor belts to send it wherever you want. And they're so fucking good. They're both on PC though.
Did you ever fuck around with the factory stuff in Fallout? There was like no reason
A
for
little
it.
bit.
To me.
It's
Fallout
kind
4.
of pointless.
Yeah,
but
that's
it
what-
was.
yeah.
It was okay. Like I set one up to make ammo for my I need a ton of 45 ammo. I'm just gonna
Mm-hmm.
put all the shit in here, and so I don't have to sit there and click craft all day long.
Yeah, I mean that
You-
was
just to let you know
fairly
you brought
convenient.
up Fallout.
I did, yeah, but it had a relevance. Just kidding.
It's
you're
always relevant.
good. Yes, it is. Thank you for adding that in. I was going to say it is always relevant. But there's just something about like the repetition of just factory that I absolutely love it. And if I'm lucky and I'm not near the saws, sometimes I'm near saws, like the loud, big fucking industrial saws, I can hear my radio. Those saws are so loud, I could crank my G-Boom, which is my radio, I can crank it all the way up and I still can't fucking hear it well. But if I'm away from the saws, it's a good night. Sometimes I listen to my own voice. This girl comes up to me, are you listening to your own voice? Because I hear 2 of you. And I'm like, yeah. So what?
The worst is when you're listening to the radio and there's loud stuff going. I don't know the like science of audio stuff, but like I don't know if it's like just a certain frequency of the sound is getting to you, but you like can only hear maybe you can only hear like the high end of the vocals, and it's like, what the fuck is this song? And then like the noise dies down. It's like, oh, it's that. Okay, you just couldn't hear all of it. You could only hear like one little note or whatever. It's so annoying.
I was hearing 3 of a Dead Man the other day, and I wasn't sure if it was it. And then all of a sudden the saw cuts out, and I'm like, oh, it's like Dawkins or something.
There it is.
I had no idea what I was hearing. I'm like, I was completely wrong when it came to what I was actually hearing. So, real quick, are you guys, any of your bands playing at Walleye Weekend by any chance?
Not that I'm aware of. No.
Oh, no, it's coming up, so I'm just asking.
It's in a few weeks though, isn't it?
Yeah.
No.
Well, yeah, we were thinking about trying to do something there. Maybe.
Some guerrilla style.
I didn't want to say it because I didn't want to get super excited.
We'll have the lapel mics and stuff, so we can do pre-recorded stuff. Or we could probably do some live stuff too if we really wanted to.
I have a feeling we're gonna get asked to leave or stop.
If anybody out there wants to be a bouncer for this experiment, let us know.
Right there,
We might need more than one.
dude. We got his hands like the fucking frying pans.
He has the security shirt.
That's what you need. I mean, that's a bit of a sad shirt he's got on right now, but we'll switch that up. It's a good shirt though. I sold those at Hot Topic.
You probably sold me this one.
I probably did back many moons ago.
When did you work at Hot Topic?
April from 2014 to 15.
Okay.
And then I went on to bigger and nicer things.
That was after my Hot Topic phase.
I had a number of people we know come into that establishment, and they're like, "Why do you work here?" They didn't say, "Oh, you work here." They say, "Why did you work here?"
I don't know what that wink was about.
I don't have.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I don't have, well, unless this tattoo is showing, and I've got one on my back, but that doesn't show, obviously. And I don't have any piercings or anything, too. In fact, I asked them, I said, can you give me, when I was there long enough, I was like, can you give me a name tag that says Norm? Because I'm normal. And it's like, oh, yeah, well, we're standouts. I'm like, well, I stand out here because you guys all look the fucking same. You're all tatted up and gauged out. I'm like, I'm the cool, normal guy. I'm the good boy from across the tracks.
If everyone's unique, no one's
You're
unique.
the dude who walked over from Aeropostale and was like, hey, can I get a job?
We lost him.
Oh, anyway, Jake, I guess I'll take over. What's it like to be in the band
You're an
Slipknot?
asshole.
Slipknot?
Yeah. How do you like bassing for them?
Really warm in here.
If you
What?
jump while you're playing a show, are you called a bass jumper?
Yes.
Gotcha.
Can I... Did you just come up with that, by the way?
Yeah.
The Aeropostale thing?
Yeah. I was trying to think of
'Cause that was-
stores in the mall.
That was really good because I did shop there for a while. And then that
I
was
can
like,
tell.
got into my...
You
Well,
look
dude,
like
only
one of those guys.
Springs and WLA kids could afford it. That's why we went in there.
You probably went to American Eagle just to save the pictures off of the shopping bags.
The guys?
Yeah,
With their
they're buff
fucking
dudes.
abs showing and
Yeah.
shit? Well, dude, I owned some American Eagle when it was popular. Yeah. I owned some Arrow, and then that was like the not showing off,
The fact
not
that you
falling
just called
behind
it
brand.
Arrow makes me hate you. Hey man, I went to the AE. I went to the Arrow.
Okay, how's it pronounced? Because apparently there's like
Aeropostale.
There's a rumor that said if you pronounced it wrong while you were there, worked there, you would only get like 3 warnings and then they let you go.
Aeropostale.
It's Aeropostale.
Bullshit.
That's what I heard.
Remember the buckle challenge? Did you ever
Yes,
do that?
you had to walk into the back,
All the
touch
way
the wall, and
then
then
walk
come
out.
back without someone saying hello to you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did it.
As to me, like as I started working retail, I realized like that's their job, and I felt bad about doing it. Trust me, I didn't feel great about pressuring people. Do you know how hard it is, to be honest with you, how hard it is to go in? There's this little preteen guy or girl, who cares, and says, I want $600 of Supernatural merchandise with the Doctor Who add-ons. And I'm like, the mom is just like heavy breathing with
Guess he's
credit
not
card
going to
debt.
college.
Yeah, heavy breathing with credit card debt, about to split it on 2 credit cards. It's true. This has happened to me. She's like, I need to split this on 2 credit cards because I can't fit it on one. And I'm just like, looking at her like, are you sure you want to do this? This person's not going to even give a shit about half this shit. These 3 hefty bags filled with
later.
stuff. Like 2 weeks later, they're going to be into something new. It's like, think of this. Hit your kid and tell them to shut up, and they'll blog about it and get over it. I'm sorry, but like when you're walking out of the store with $500 of Supernatural shit with Doctor Who's peripherals, and then in their defense, they bought the Millennium Falcon sun cover for their car.
I was gonna say,
Cool.
At least pick a good like show to like fucking Supernatural. Come on.
I'm sorry. It was
The
just
show's fine.
it was
not
just
that- not-
too
not that
much. It was like, this is like I didn't know the situation with the children or the adults, but it was bothering me, and I wanted to dig deeper, and it kind of looked like maybe this is like a step parent or a divorcee or something.
Yeah, I was gonna say like trying to win the kid over in the custody battle.
And custody battle.
Kid
and
has
then-
cancer, is gonna die soon. They just want to make their last wish, and you're kind of chitting on that. So
And I'm just like, dude, this is so fucking bad. And like the worst part, it gets worse. When we were doing hot cash promotions, if it would be, why don't you grab something off that shelf, get it half price. If you have an odd number of items, if you had an even number of items, you want to make it odd, and then you'd send it back a second time to alter the discount even further. But really, they're spending more money, and we were trained to do that.
He has altered the deal. Pray he does not alter
Pray
it
he
any
does-
further.
I have altered the deal.
We have a comment from Nate Johan.
What's he
The
got?
Office is still terrible. Not to distract you.
Oh, I was pretty much done. I was just saying, like, the retail aspect of it is hard, and like
So
when
that brings us to a good point. We should
Yeah,
probably talk
go ahead.
about The Office and how Jake is watching it for his first time and how that show was awesome.
Talk about how this dude is wrong.
Nate, he's very entertaining, I think, and he lays out the color.
That's not the guy who wants to debate me, is it?
No. Well, he'll probably come on here and debate. He has one of the best bailing stories out of anybody, but we'll let that slide off. Let's take on topic here. Office. What season you on?
I am toward the end of season 5.
Ooh, so you're into it.
You're about to get where it gets a lot less good, but still
Oh.
great.
Do you know anything about the show line, like what all happens in it?
Before this, I had not seen any of it. I knew it was a thing, but I never really paid attention to it. So I'm going in mostly blind.
That's good though, because the fact that you escaped all the spoilers, that's if you put a magnifying glass over that, that's like somebody who has still not seen or heard of the ending of Endgame or Game of Thrones or what have you. So like that's awesome that you're going in blind.
And I've seen all the popular
Try
memes.
to finish it before you get too spoiled, because like he said, there's major events about to happen.
I've seen a lot of the popular memes, and when I see it actually happen in that episode, it's like, there it is.
That's kind
There's
of
the chili.
that's kind
I haven't seen that yet.
Oh,
I heard about it. I haven't seen it
no.
yet.
The chili is hard to watch actually when it's actually happening in front of you, and it's at the start of the episode, so it's like you're already watching it as it happens before it happens.
There's that one with Kevin that actually makes me tear up every time I see it. I think you've gotten to it. The when they assemble the 5 families or whatever. Did you get to that yet? Because of the parking situation.
I think that's later.
Yeah.
I think it's.
I just heard-
There's a lot of stuff
Ring a bell.
there's a lot of stuff that happens in season 6 that feels like it's earlier in the show.
Where they have to walk really far to the office because the parking lot is closed.
BJ,
Oh, I remember something about that, yeah.
Okay.
it's just nice to win one once.
Yeah, when he says that, it's
Yep.
like, oh fucking
Yep.
hey, dude, I love you, Kevin.
He tears up when he says it too.
He does. It's
Yeah.
that guy's such a good actor.
He's
My
a big
favorite
Packers
Kevin
fan.
moment is it's later in the show. Like, I want to talk about it because he's here.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that is a funny moment. But no, let's just say I kept it so good.
I really liked his when Holly thought that he was special.
Oh, dude.
That's the
way
first
that-
episode she's on it, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the way that he doesn't know what's going on, but he's perfect with it. He just right in there.
This
There-
is a button.
There is a
You think I'm retarded?
That was a really good Kevin impression. Have you ever seen that guy talk like normally?
yes.
Just
it's
totally.
totally opposite. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they had him on Sports Center once. He was talking about how much he liked the Packers. That was one of their bad seasons too. So like he wasn't just showboating.
True
yeah.
blood.
True blood. True
Aaron
green
Rodgers,
bleeds green and
Aaron
gold.
Rodgers was talking shit about the finale game.
No, I didn't want to watch that. It would ruin me. It would hurt me.
I hope he breaks his body again.
Dude, do you remember, like, they had him on Conan O'Brien, and he's like, do you know what happened? He's like, yeah. They gave him a little, like, rock hammer, and he's like, I broke this bone here. And he, like, broke it on a fake skeleton. And I was like, oh, like, pretty much this bone just went in half. Like, snip. Yeah. There's one of my favorite Kevin moments. It hasn't happened yet, but it's an interaction between him and Ryan. No, it's with California. While California's there.
Cookies.
Yes.
It's that episode, and he goes, Kevin, you had an idea. Why don't you tell us our idea? I'm not going to say it, obviously, but it's this little interaction with two characters that have never really kind of talked to each other before. And man, is it good.
It was cookies the
Yeah.
whole time, wasn't it?
My favorite one is definitely I knew the whole time.
Which
That's my favorite one. That's my favorite one.
one of mine is scones, thousands of them.
Oh yes.
See, we should probably talk about one that. Have you seen when? Gosh, are Jim and Pam
Yep.
together or
Yes.
not?
Where I'm at right now is
By season 3, they get together, I think, finally.
And
He just said he just said the Michael Scott Paper Company is
Yeah.
just starting.
okay.
Yep.
That's where I'm in rewatching it, actually. We're in, like, the same spot, because this is, like, my 30th time.
Have Jim and Pam played volleyball yet together?
No, that comes...
no, I don't
Okay.
think so.
yeah.
Is Black James Bond there yet?
Yeah, because that's why
Idris
Michael
Elba?
leaves.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. He's not.
Idris Elba.
Yeah.
Show some respect.
I know his name, but not everybody does. I'll say Idris Elba, and they'll be like, I'll be like the black guy from The Losers.
Jessica Alba.
Just
The guy with the golden eyes from Thor.
fuck yeah. The bridge guardian or whatever. I don't know his actual name. I was really sad when he died though. In Stones.
Thank
Thank you. Hyman grows back.
Heimdall.
Heimdall.
Thanos broke the hymen.
Somebody broke the hymen though. No, it was. You're right. I'm sorry. I'm tripping.
Show some fucking respect.
I will say this. There's a lot of people. I wish a lot more people liked both shows, Office and Parks and Rec. It's usually either one or the other, but it's very few people like Parks and Rec more. I do. I like Parks and Rec a little more. I just think that they're a little warmer to each other.
It's a different nuance. To the humor.
I couldn't get into it because it just seemed too similar. Like, it just seemed like, hey, we got this really good show going, but it's kind of coming to an end, so let's just make the same exact thing.
Well, Parks and Rec started in 2009. I guess maybe they felt The Office was coming to an end.
Because what happened was that,
Here
you
we
know,
go.
that I don't want to spoil anything for him, but you know that episode that is very Dwight focused in The Office in a later season? That was a pilot episode for a spin-off show for Dwight. That got rejected by the network, so they went and wrote Parks and Rec instead.
I think I read that somewhere, and I also think I heard that this writer's strike had something to do with it. No,
That makes total sense, actually, now that I think about that episode. Yeah, that should have been a
All
spinoff.
of a sudden, there's this like character, like, here's a bunch of characters that have never been in the show before. It's like, what the fuck?
I really like Parks and Rec, and I know you haven't gotten there yet, but I would recommend finishing up The Office, and then if you are hungry for some more of that humor in the same vein, like he said, it's a different nuance. It sure is, and I think give it a fair shot. I mean, it's a half hour. My general rule of thumb is do 4 episodes. If you can't do it, bail. But I highly suggest Parks
I
and
have a
Rec.
recommendation over at Parks and Rec. I would recommend Community.
Whoa!
I've seen a few episodes of that, and the episodes I did see were.
I haven't heard of that in a very long time. Community. I've seen it though, and I like it. I just haven't heard
The
of
Russo
it.
brothers
heard from it.
are the ones who show ran that. So
Really? Didn't know that.
Created by and generally written by Dan Harmon of Rick and Morty.
Oh,
why that show is
juicy.
That show ended because at the time he was a dick.
Oh, I thought at the time I thought they ended it because Chevy Chase said the N-word like 9 times Donald Glover's face, offset, and that's what I heard happened.
Probably didn't help.
Didn't.
From what
I wouldn't think it would.
I saw a thing with Dan Harmon that said basically the show he admitted the show ended because he was a dick to all the actors and they didn't want to do it anymore.
He kind of comes off that way. I've seen interviews with him, and like I feel like he's the kind of guy that kind of he thinks differently. I'll put it this way: he looks like he listens to Tool.
He also, I think he just has a lot of self-loathing, and that comes out a lot towards other people.
Comes out in a lot of Rick and Morty through Rick.
Yeah.
Yeah, you watch Rick and Morty?
No.
That's okay.
I want to.
It's very good. It is. Have you seen like BoJack Horseman or anything like that? It's another one of those shows where it's like you're laughing your ass off, and then you're like, my life is a fucking lie.
The biggest roller coaster, and I'm gonna say it again. I'm gonna wear it out until someone tells me to shut up. Is the funeral episode? That is one of the biggest roller coasters I've ever been on through a 30-minute episode of anything. BoJack Horseman. It's just called the funeral episode. I mean, there's more than that, but like, it's just up, down, laughs, cries, thought-provoking, and then the end is completely unexpected. So, yeah.
There's also The Office UK, which is a completely different.
I tried that again. I've tried it a few years ago to watch The Office, the UK Office, and I tried it again
Ricky
like a
Gervais.
week ago.
Yes, I forced myself to watch it. I, as a whole, enjoyed it.
You still understand British humor, that it's completely different style
I like
than
British-
American humor.
I also saw Faulty Towers. You ever watch that? You seem like a guy who would like that show.
The IT crowd.
Pieces of it.
I was
Good
just
British
about to
show.
say the IT crowd.
Good British show.
Wow, that show is funny.
Peep Show?
Some, I think. Yeah, the IT crowd is fucking father.
Real quick, matched with a girl on Tinder the other day, and the first thing I read in her bio, if you don't watch Letterkenny, we can't be together.
I've seen clips and
Yeah.
it looks really funny, and my brother keeps telling me to watch it, but it's like I don't want to get Hulu right now, so.
Got mine.
I mean, you canceled it because Game of Thrones is over now. Right?
No, I just did Amazon. Until the last episode, I had HBO on cable, but I got rid of my cable, so I had to use a free trial.
But I need Hulu to watch my Westworld now.
Yeah, in a year.
The only thing I care about on HBO.
In a year, son.
We should have just gotten cable here and gotten like HBO, so we could just come down here and watch. We could like all just have watch parties.
Do live screenings of reactions.
Yeah, I was gonna say it'd have to be reaction because
Yeah,
we
we
live
can't
stream the
show
show
the
where
show.
the police would come through the hole in the ceiling.
I mean,
Zzz, on ropes and rappels
That
in.
one fucking video where they're just banging through every door.
Yeah. And he like bashes the picture just cause it's like it says when you don't know her. Like there's all kinds of captions for it,
Yeah.
but like people were coming and then like the grandma just walk around the corner and they'd punch her. What time are we at?
That just reminds me of one of my
Because
favorite,
I'm not feeling the greatest.
favorite
So.
clips of any video is the I don't even know what it's actually from. It's some like YouTube series, but where the guy's like, "What's worse than a rapist?" And he like flips the paper over and it says "child rapist," but he's like, "A child."
that's called a Vine.
No, it was from an actual show before it was a
was
Vine.
it?
There's some like YouTube. I found the series and I started watching it. And it wasn't as funny as that one clip, but a child. Man, Vine was the best. Bring back Vine.
Before Vine, they had this YouTube channel called like 9-second films or something, and it was before Vine because it was 2006, and they would show them every now and then on Tosh.0, and they would go, "I got the money. Where's the girl? Right here." And you hold up a bloody bag. And he's like,
Oh my.
When Vine was around, I never did it because I have no motivation in my life.
I did a few.
I wanted to start doing 9 seconds or 6 seconds?
It went from 9 to 12, I thought, or it
Whatever
went
it
from
was.
6 to 9.
Whatever
I
it
forgot.
was, but short horror movies in 9 seconds. Just like a 9-second like horror thing.
Just take the 2-second or the 2-sentence horror stories off Reddit and make those vines.
Those are pretty good.
I'm not an idea thief.
My boss went deep into those one time, sent me like a 40 story link, and I just read them all night.
Creepypastas.
Creepypasta.
I wrote a good one once on 4chan, and people believed it. And I'm like, y'all know I'm fucking lying, right?
Sadly, I am gonna have to cut this because I really don't feel good. Anyways, Jake, Soll, Solidify. I did that on purpose. You got 3 bands that I've seen live, and I liked each and every one of them. Had a really good time. And kudos to you and the guy behind the guy behind the guy over there. And when is in any 3 of those bands, when's the next show for any of them?
I know we are doing one with all 3 again.
Really?
Yep.
Yeah, we're rolling out the tour.
Are we hearing this? Are we hearing that first here?
Pretty much.
I believe so.
I'm just sorry. That's me and my camera. Your camera's right there. If you want to look into it, you don't have to.
August 24th at the Little Farmer.
Really?
yeah, that's right. I forgot.
Whoa.
Yeah.
All right.
forgot
I love
we
Little Farmer.
told us about
Get yourself a caramel apple and some caramel tones coming out of his base. Whatever. They're sweet. Yeah, that's all I get. What's up?
Give you some quick breaking news I just saw on Facebook. Apparently, the new Trump tariffs are going to have a 25% tax on video game consoles.
Get the fuck out of here.
Good thing
As
you
far as
only buy it
importing them.
once.
So that PlayStation's gonna be a little bit more expensive.
Ooh, PS5 with my 8K. Get out of here.
It's fine. I'll take it.
That's right. I'll pay a little extra for it.
Yeah.
Can't stop me. I'm playing Last of Us 2 the second that comes out. But
Can't stop. with
Same.
that.
That was my first PS4 game.
really,
Yep.
did you play it on PS3 or
No, I
you
played
got
the
it on the
remastered.
remastered? That's okay.
I bought that and a bottle of Disaronno. I drank the whole thing,
Yeah.
and I played through the entire game in one night.
Holy
Whoa.
shit.
Don't remember. Don't remember most of it because I was drunk.
My buddy,
But I know it was awesome.
You know Shane Leggy?
Yeah. Yep.
He he doesn't have Facebook. He doesn't watch these. He can play. He finished that game on the hardest difficulty in like think in one go. Like, well, I mean, he died, but like he kept it going.
He's played it a lot.
Yeah,
It's
that's
really-
one
he
of his.
loves that game.
It's one of his. I think it is his favorite game of all time. But
I'm trying to tell them it has similar themes to zombie games.
oh yeah, let's not get into that.
Oh my God. Yeah, I'm sure you know that whole
he
conversation.
told me while we were walking the streets of Brandon
Oh, he told you that story?
He
Yeah.
told me the story, and I was
Me and BJ
completely
were
on
both,
his side.
Yeah, me and BJ were having that
Or your guys'
conversation
side.
with him. Yeah.
It's like it's a theme.
Yeah.
No. But yeah, let's not slander our friends. He's a good dude. Slander. So you got Lil Farmer in August.
Yep.
That's awesome, man. All three
Yep. All three.
That same show.
closing out the summer right.
Gotta heal up.
The bus, dude. Yeah, I was gonna say, take care of whatever happened there.
And then I got this finger last week.
Well,
That's when you slammed
FedEx is fucking dangerous. Jesus.
It's
Get some nice leather gloves.
bone contusion.
So bone bruise.
Yep.
Yeah, I've had that in my leg when I played football. That shit sucked. I was on crutches for a week.
Plucking fingers.
Oh, the plectrum.
I was gonna say you need that.
Yeah.
So yeah, man. You got anything you want to say, promote, talk about real quick?
I know you're probably not watching, but Nick Zaleski, happy birthday.
Oh yeah, happy birthday to
Happy
the Z.
Oh, happy birthday!
To the
He's
Z.
the vocalist
Singer.
for Midnight.
Yes.
Correct? Yeah. Cool. All right. Well, happy birthday to Nick Zaleski. Am I saying that right?
Yes.
I think he's may have been the only person I didn't talk to that night.
His uncle's the Big Mac guy.
Yep.
Yep.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yep.
Royalty. No joke. That guy's known worldwide.
Yep.
So, all right. And anything else?
Thanks for having me.
Yeah. Hey, man. Thanks for coming on. I don't want to hurt your hand there. So.
Fine.
All right. Sorry
We're
about
good.
that. All right, man. That was been Ice Weekend Adrenaline presented by Icy Driveway Studios. Did I say that right?
Thank you for watching Weekend Adrenaline, presented by Iceway.
Iceway.
Presented by Icy
Well, we
Driveway
all-
Studios.
we
Find out what
all-
happens next week on Dragon Ball Z.
That will improve.